The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. They can tell me how we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting higher, wonder when it goes now comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. They can tell me how.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party. The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. They can tell me how we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting higher, wonder when it goes now comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. They can tell me how.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
The scale of dealing with anti-corruption issues. So there is a learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly on that learning curve and provide the resources so that they can move very quickly on the learning curve, and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs. I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
Hello, welcome. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Hope everyone is having a wonderful and productive start to the week so far. Happy Tuesday to those in television land. Happy Tuesday to all our silent supporters. Happy Tuesday to everyone in the chat. Remember, guys, when you come in, thumbs up the live, share us out if you can. And if you're new to the channel, please show us some support by subscribing. That will be greatly appreciated. Tonight's topic is Guiltiness and No Conscience with your host, Mystic Sensation. Pink Skew, Pastor Ricky Music, Melting Pot. We will be joined later by Mr. Rattigan and Daisy Magazine. So, guys, let me just bring this up here for you. So, T-shirts are available. Blood and Fire Comrade T-shirts are on sale for $1,500 Jamaican dollars, and they're available at the PNP headquarters, or you can go to the online store, and the website address is there, pnp.org.jm/store. And also there are other types of t-shirt that you can get as well. Don't have the full list there, but the Blood and Fire Comrade, and they're $1,500 for male and female t-shirts. So go over and support. Before we start, I am just gonna ask Pastor Ricky to just lead us off in a word of prayer.
Praise the Lord. Good evening, Lady Anne-Marie, the co-host, captain of the ship, Sir Byron, the certified investigator, Sir Melton Pot and his wife and family, Lady Pinks and her family. Good evening, everyone in the chat. Father, we give you praise and glory and honor and thanks. You have been so good to us. We thank you for allowing us to live to see this beautiful day, a day we have never lived to see before. Tonight, we are gathered here to share information, revelations that will empower your people with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so that they can make an informed decision when they go to the polls. And we thank you for your daughter, Lady Anne-Marie. Continue to give her grace, courage, and strength. Continue to bless her in her going in and her going out, along with her husband, Sir Byron. Cover them under your blood, and let no evil befall them and their children. We pray that they will always have a roof, hallelujah, over their head, food on their table, clothes on their back. Give them the courage, open doors of opportunity, bless their marriage. Thank you for your son, Sir Melton Pot, and his wife, family, and children. Continue to open new doors of opportunity. We thank you that food will always be on their table, roof over their head, clothes on their back. No illness, sickness, disease shall come near their dwelling. Let your healing virtues flow. Remember your daughter, Lady Pinks, and her children. We thank you that as an entrepreneur, business owner, that you're continue to sustain her, continue to raise up customers from the east, the west, the north, and the south. We pray that she and her children will always have food on their table, roof over their head, clothes on their back, and bless everyone in the chat for the sacrifice, the love that they have, the commitment to Mystic Sensation on Tuesdays and on Fridays. And we just give you praise and glory for what is about to reveal tonight. Lead, direct, and guide. Let everything be done in decent and in order. No glitches, no internet connection problems. And we just give you all the thanks for what you're about to do. In Jesus' name we pray, and everyone say amen.
Amen.
Wonderful.
And let me just give an umbrella welcome to everyone in the chat because it's on way out. And also bless up to all our moderators and all our channel members. A special shout out to all of you. Without any delay, I'm handing over to Baron.
All right. Thank you, honey. Before I go an inch further, remember this Saturday coming, of course, the Titan brothers will be visiting Pastor Ricky. Right thing, right? Pastor Ricky, we need to highlight that, right? Or we know that melting pot will be passing through. And
Amen.
people, of course, we in Lonesome
Amen.
will be there, right? Mystic Sensation will be there. I will be a little bit late, but nevertheless, Mystic Sensation will be there as it relates to Pastor Ricky show on Saturday. That will be featured, right? And we will be definitely there, right? Giving the information as always. Now tonight, my Jamaican brothers and sisters, as always, and let me say, Pinks, right? I presume that, of course, you will be passing through as well as it relates to Pastor Ricky show on Saturday, right? So yeah, full Titan support Pastor Ricky will be getting. So people, remember, Saturday, never miss it, right? Be there.
8 p.m. U.S. time.
8 p.m. U.S. time. Remember, right? That's where we are going to be Saturday as it relates to Pastor Ricky show.
Before you go any further, so the link for Pastor Ricky's YouTube channel is in the link. It's in the chat. So I'm just gonna pin the link so those who have not yet gone over to give Pastor Ricky some support by subscribing to his channel, you can click on the link and go over there and show Pastor Ricky some love.
All right. Now, let us turn our attention to Jamaica as it relates to Jamaica's business, right? That we are going to deal with. Now, tonight, we are going to dedicate this program to Crony, which is Craven Andrew, and we are going to, of course, involve Tweedle D, right? That is Darrell Vaz, and Tweedle Dom, Darrell's Vaz wife. Now we have seen the sense of and the urgency of desperation because the Jamaica Labour Party is panicking. And why are they panicking? They know that if they lose the general election, which they are going to lose, prison term is loading. Not to worry about that. Tonight, what we're going to present, we know that the open batsman will be taking that away. And let me say to the panel, please, we have so much to, cover tonight. We are asking the panelists, please, if you can take, 6 minutes, to wrap up your point because we have too much, so much information loaded that we want to deliver tonight. And we are particularly, addressing the uncommitted. Tonight is for the uncommitted. Now, let me turn, as it relates to, before I begin, our usual meet and greet. And of course, you know that, we are going to start with our lady first. Lady before gentlemen. Sister Space, meet and greet as usual. All right.
Good evening, Lady Anne. Good evening, Uncle Byron, our host, and good evening, the melting pot and Pastor Ricky. Good evening to every Jamaican out there in the diaspora. Good evening to every Jamaican on the island and to our blood and fire brothers and sisters out there every day. Good evening to everyone in the entertainment industry that supports us and support Montego Bay's Fest in the past week. And I would like to say good evening to every comrade in Northwest St. James and the entire St. James. And remember Sunday is our day at Sam Sharp Square.
All right.
Big orange wave coming through. Communal leaders are coming down, national speakers coming across, and of course our 5 candidates and other speakers will be there on Sunday at Sam Sharp Square, 27th of July 2025 at about 5 o'clock. We'll be there on stage.
All right. Thank you for that, Sister Spinks. And, let me just speak in extension of that. Of course, we have next week, Friday, we have our MP candidate, Alan Bernard, will be on Mystic Sensation. You don't want to miss that.
Sorry, this Friday. This week Friday, remember.
This week Friday, sorry.
Yeah, this Friday.
Thank you to remind me. So much impact in my brain. I am eager to, deliver, the message tonight. Now, my wonderful, of course, open batsman, please take it away, meet and greet.
Greetings once again to you all out there in social media land, tuning in tonight to the Mystic Sensation Revelation. I want to say big up to all the comrades them worldwide. And I must say how good and great it is to be here once again Tuesday night live in the presence of your host, Byron, alongside Lady Anne Marie, our technical director, our lioness from the West Pinks Q, our dear beloved Pastor Ricky in the house, and I'm Melting Pot, and I will be here tonight to divulge and dissect all these types of corruption as it relates to bad governance on the part of Mr. Craven A. I bring
right.
us back to the Honorable Sir Byron.
All right, blessings. And the quick one on the trumpet, you know. Benjamin, anywhere you are, we are saying that you need to come in front of the class tonight as it relates to your indulgence in the corruption. So let us speak that to Kenneth Benjamin. Now, let us, of course, our Pastor Ricky, right? I mean, we always ask Pastor Ricky, right, to pray as it relates to the healing of the nation. And so, Pastor Ricky, meet and greet your people.
Yeah.
Blessings, sir, Pastor Ricky. Go ahead.
Big respect, Sir Byron again, Lady Anne-Marie, General from across the UK, Sir Melton Pot and his wife, Lady Pinks, and everyone in the chat. Greetings. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I have my Titan brothers this Saturday to give me a strength, and I'm looking forward to it, man. It's you know, it's something new, and you know, it's a blessing. But Friday evening I have to preach on a radio station in Jamaica, so I'm gonna miss Alan Bernard, unfortunately. But you know, they said it started 7 p.m. time, which is 8 p.m. So hopefully, if depending on how long they have me on the program, maybe I can join in the, you know, after I finish.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, because you know we look forward to be on Mystic. Nevertheless, greetings everyone in the name of our Lord and Savior. Jamaica is at a crossroad as the People's National Party Youth Rally, Patriot Rally, demonstrating, you know, over jungle, every jungle is all tight. Over the weekend past was phenomenal. I mean, young people just demonstrate their gifts and their knowledge of the party and the plans and how the People's National Party is going to improve Jamaica and where they're going to take it from, and the vision of Comrade Leader Mark Golding and his team along with Jensek, Dr. Campbell, and they articulate the vision so powerful. And it just gives us hope to know that there is a next generation of People's National Party, you know, ready to take the baton and run in this first term of our common leader, Mark Golding. People, we're not afraid to say, put the X beside the head. Amen. Back over to you.
Yeah, wonderful. Love that. Put the X nowhere else but beside the head. Well, people, tonight is Judgment, Bangarang, and Conundrum, right? And we are going to expose the Jamaica Labour Party, right? As usual. Now, let me talk to Tweedledee. Because Tweedledee, we have seen you on the campaign trail, and where you acknowledge that you are going to lose the general election. And so then we are seeing you try to pursue down the route of violence. It is not going to work, Darrell Vaz. Let me tell you. Darrell Vaz, Craven A, Tweedledee, and Tweedledum, not going to work. And let me tell you why it is not going to work. Your high level of pilferage, what you have done to the Jamaican people. You did not share the loot as it relates to people who you want to come out and fight for you. My Jamaican brothers, please allow Mystic Sensation to address you. I am telling you that they are the ones who enjoy the spoils, right? The pilfering, the nepotism, the cronyism, the skullduggery. They did not share the loot with any of you. So now that they are in their bangarang and they are going to face right, the judiciary. Don't allow them to mix you up into their conundrum. My Jamaican people, whether you are Jamaican Labour Party supporters, right, or People's National Party, you are my Jamaican brothers. And I am telling you, don't let them involve you in their violence. Now, Darren Vaz, right, you came out with your plan, right, and try to, and we know that it is you and Andrew Holness doing this, because guess what? You know very well, you and Andrew know very well that you are going to get a beating, and you must get a beating. And so then what you are resorting to is violence. So I'm talking to my Jamaican people, and what I'm going to expose, right, it's going to be serious, right? Yes. The level of criminality, right? The vloggers who you indulge in corruption, your Chopper John, your Keisha Mark, and the list goes on and on. We'll be asking the Integrity Commission investigators to have them investigated, right? Taxpayers' money must be accounted for. You are not going to get away. Let us warn that. Now, let me show the Jamaican people as it relates to our GenSec addressing, right, Tweedledee, to show you the carelessness of Tweedledee, the recklessness. Remember, Tweedledee has no discipline, no behavior, and he only saved, right, by his father's wealth. Right? If it wasn't for his father, you understand, he would be worthless. And in spite of all the financial background that he has, Tweedledee could he use that advantage as it relates to his financial support by his father to even gain himself a degree to show you how worthless Tweedledee is. We know Tweedledee as a violence producer. And we are going to show you. So all the swipe you want to swipe underneath your neck, right? Showing Jamaica that, okay, you are an original number 3, right? Deliverer. Okay. We get the message. Right? So we are going to fix you tonight. But let us show the Jamaican public that Dr. Dayton Campbell is putting you, sir, on notice. Because, let me tell you something, and let me warn the Jamaican people, we are not going to get down to the road of violence with the Jamaica Labour Party. You realize that all of the guns, them, what them claim that they find X amount of guns coming through the airport and blah, blah. You notice that tone down? I wonder how much gun now they come through the airport. But that's why I want my Jamaican people, right? We are not going to get there with them. Make Darrell Vaz, make Warmington, right? Make Desmond Mackenzie, right? Particularly where Desmond Mackenzie concerned during the 1980 when him strap on AR-15 and M16 over and back. Make him go out there now go fight. Let him go out there go fight. You understand? If you want to fight, we are talking about justice and holding you accountable, right? We are talking about holding the Jamaican Labour Party accountable for the wrong that they have done to the Jamaican people as it relates to the high level of pilfering that bring our economy, right, in the abyss. Nothing else. Nothing else. It is the criminality, the high level of criminality. Now let us hear Dr. Dayton Campbell addressing, right, this violence producer. Let us have Dr. Dayton Campbell address this violence producer, right? And we know that it is so. Let's go.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Dayton Campbell, General Secretary of the People's National Party. The PNP strongly condemns Minister Darrell Vaz's reckless statements at yesterday's JLP meeting in central Kingston. Shots were heard, but the police confirmed this was not politically motivated. Yet, Minister Vaz irresponsibly attributed political motives without evidence. This is dangerous rhetoric, inflammatory. It risks inciting reprisal and destabilizing vulnerable communities. Therefore, we've reported Minister Vaz to the political ombudsman. His conduct breaches standards of peace and fairness. It undermines our democracy. We demand Minister Vaz retract his comments immediately and reflect on his repeated use of threatening gestures. To all leaders, exercise integrity. The PNP remains committed to peaceful politics. We will protect Jamaica from fear-mongering and division. Thank you.
Thank you, Jensek. Right, we like when you put them on notice. But let us show the Jamaica Labour Party level of desperation. People, can you believe it? That the Jamaica Labour Party is promising everything that they can promise. Remember the last time, right, when I was here, right, I said that Jamaica, please be on the alert that Andrew Holness is going to promise Jupiter coming to Earth, to join Earth, and we will have a great economy. Yes, Andrew Holness is pushing out all the promises. Now it is Andrew Holness who is promising beach access. People, let me speak to you. And I'm glad, he went down that road in promising beach access. Andrew Holness, it is your administration that is in power for 9 years. The opposition is not the incumbent. It is you, right? It is you, the incumbent. And let me say this to you. What you are promising now as it relates to beach access, if the people don't know, you can give beach access with the stroke of a pen based on the Constitution. So what you are promising is totally disingenuous. Totally disingenuous. Because we know as it relates to the Constitution, Andrew Holness, you can reverse, right, that as it relates to a stroke of a pen. We are going to show you Andrew Holness. So when you come out on a promise, beach access, right? If you're really going to give beach access, you, sir, would have done it with a stroke of a pen. As a matter of fact, you control NEPA. NEPA is in your office. Who do you think you can fool? You can't fool nobody again. Now, let us get to what they are talking about as it relates to beach access. Now, listen to them, Jamaican people, right? And I am very happy that Brother Rattigan is in the space. But let me just, before we get to there, let me just allow Brother Rattigan to meet and greet. Brother Rattigan, come in the space, meet and greet the people as usual.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Mic check. You can't hear me?
What? Sound powerful tonight. You'd like a plan for them tonight, Brother Rattigan.
No, sincere apologies to the crew and everybody in the viewing and listening audience. I was just prepping for immigration court tomorrow. I have a client who I'm happy to say in 4 years this lady crossed the border, and tomorrow we're going to finalize everything with her, and she'll be a citizen before the end of the year. So that's how things work out. Yeah, good to be here. Lots of hard work being done. I hear you talking about one of my favorite ministers now. It used to be, well, my favorite is still Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith, but I hear you talking about Mr. Darrell Vaz. And we are, just so you know, people who listened to part 1 of the bus story and part 2 last week, and we're begging for me to continue to Kevin's space, but I couldn't do it. This week, Saturday, we're going to be broadcasting from Brooklyn, New York, at Avenue H and New York Avenue, the corner Avenue H and New York Avenue. We're going to be doing part 3, and God willing, we'll be doing part 4. And the week after, we'll be doing part 5. And the week after, we'll be doing part 6, because there is so much to say about this gentleman. Not only with the bus, but the bus situation, believe it or not, people, every single day we're finding more and more and more. And we're going to play, and we've been playing his comments. And his comments, they don't jive with what we know to be the truth. And we're exposing him for truly what he is. And also, we found out that I went back and started looking at all of the scandals associated with him. And it's a lot. It's a lot. The last one I looked at was the rooms on the beach. And believe me, people, we're going to expose that one, because that needs to come to the fore, because it shows a pattern and practice of corruption with these people, because that one didn't get the exposure that it truly deserves, because we're going to show that not only Mr. Vaz was involved in that, but the Prime Minister was involved with that. His handprint is all over, his hand, fingerprint, footprint, all over the place. And we pulled the Contractor General's reports, 32 pages, and I've read it twice already, and I'm going to read it again tomorrow, and I'm going to keep reading it until we do it. And so I'm just happy to be here to join in the discussion. Pinks, big up yourself. Pastor Rick is still so melting pot. Love to see you at the place. Of course, Lady Anne Marie and Lord Byron, and all of you Lord and ladies out there. Blessings. Glad
All
to be
right. All right. We are going to now delve into Sir
Byron, can I just ask Sir Rattigan one question about Daryl Vaz?
Okay, go ahead.
Sir Rattigan, as a lawyer, right? When you see somebody do the cut short, and like we know that from the Crips gang and the Blood gangs and the MSG gang, as that them are gonna kill you. What is your interpretation of a politician doing that on stage in front of you? Him do it more than one time, but I just want to put it in context as a lawyer.
I mean, I just said everything is contextual, but it's a threatening gesture. Yes. At the very least, it's a threatening gesture, and it's conduct unbecoming of a politician, a leader, in a community. I mean, that is not what you expect from. I mean, now we've grown accustomed to it, but that's not what we should expect from our politicians. Now we need to hold them accountable, even for this gesture. We need to hold them accountable. But you know what we've been doing as a people is that we've been sitting back and allowing them to run ramshot over us. But there's a day coming, and it's a day certain, and it's called Election Day. And for those of you who are afraid to go out and do what is necessary to hold government accountable, here's your chance. Here's your chance to take back the power. So that's where we're at.
Wonderfully stated, Ratty. So let us show the level of trickery, right, that Andrew Holness and Daryl Vaz, right, they are trying to, again, with their dinosaurial politics, right, because they made several promises before, right, as it relates to Andrew Holness' first 100 days. Nothing, right, was delivered. And here is Andrew Holness on the eve of an election, coming back to show his ugly head. But deja vu for many of us. Let us get into the document, NEPA beach access. Right? Oh, no, beach vibes. You know, good. Daryl Vaz, advocate for free beach. Now let us get to Daryl Vaz, right? Sending the message and the promise. Think he can fool the Jamaican people again. Listen to this, my Jamaican brothers and sisters. Listen to this. Unbelievable.
The Boston Beach lease has expired.
Hey.
Has announced that 8 beaches across Jamaica are going to be taken back, and they are going to be run by the government, and the access to those beaches is going to be free of cost for the Jamaican people. The coming months, you will hear the announcement in relation to which government agency is going to be responsible to run Boston Beach, so that everybody in Portland and outside of Portland
can enjoy Boston Beach without any entry fee.
Take him away. Take him away. This is how vicious and cruel these people are. Darvas apparently has not realized that he, Darvas, is the incumbent government and that Andrew Holness, as the Prime Minister, right, don't need, right, anyone, right, as it relates to vote to make the changes. Andrew Holness, by the stroke of a pen, can reverse that. But no, right? It's a lie that they're selling because at the end of the day, they are not going to hurt their crony capitalists. It is Andrew Holness, the Jamaica Labour Party, who are giving them the privilege to do what they are doing in terms of taking away beach access. Andrew Holness administration has done that. Now, let us get into big up Jeff Tavares, right? Thank you for showing. Really appreciate that, my brother. All right, let us get into the NEPA beach access. Because guess what? NEPA is in the Prime Minister's office. And I'm glad that Rattigan is in this space. Right? We are going to show that by the stroke of a pen, Andrew Holness can reverse all of that as it relates to giving access to Jamaican people. Who you think you can fool Andrew Holness? We are going to expose you tonight. And I'm glad how you come down this route. Now here it is. And to show you that people have been writing to you, Andrew Holness, from what people killing fill up, and you hold them out. So now on the eve of a general election, what you doing now? Promising them, we know you're not going to deliver. We know about you, Andrew Holness. This can't work. Let me show you that people have been pressuring you and writing, right, for you to allow beach access. Now, we write in response to 2 articles appearing in the Gleaner over the past weeks under the byline of Professor Caroline Cooper. No beach for local tourists and Miss Diana Macaulay. The problem of the beach exclusion. Both articles highlighted a real resource management challenge Jamaica has faced over the past 50 years, wherein access to and use of the seemingly common and freely available natural resource, the beach, is increasingly being denied to a wide number of Jamaicans. Let us show you this, Andrew Holness. It is unquestionable that the beaches are of great value to Jamaica in social, environmental, and economic terms. The country's beaches are also world-renowned. The enjoyment of the beach and beach facilities must be an integral part of the life of the citizens of Jamaica. You don't know that, Andrew Holness, right? Because you allow these people, right, to deny access, right, to our Jamaican brothers and sisters. So you don't come with those promises. The coastline of Jamaica is approximately 795 kilometers, 494 miles long, with approximately 30%, 238.5 kilometers being characterized as sandy beach. In recent years, there has been significant development of Jamaica coastal areas related to the tourism industry. Now, my Jamaican people, let me leave it right here as it relates to the tourism industry. What I want to teach you about, crony capitalism. There are 2 institutions in Jamaica that is killing our people's success and future. Number 1, JPS. Number 2, tourism. What are these 2 institutions is fucking the future development of our Jamaican people as it relates to crony capitalism. They are utilizing our resources, and their large pool of capital injection is not being circulated in Jamaica under the pretext of employment. The tourism industry is one of the industries that generate most of our foreign currency. But however, majority of what they generated using our resources, guess what? Not being equally spreading, right, throughout Jamaica. 90% of their capital injection benefit external forces within the United States, UK, and other entities. So these, as it relates to them, what we have the Jamaica Labour Party is giving them more access, right, to our beaches and denying our people from beach access. Remember, Jamaica people, Andrew Holness is in power for 9 years, and with the stroke of a pen, Andrew Holness can reverse this. Then why, Andrew Holness, why are you promising that couple months? Because you knew very well that couple months you are not going to be in power. So when you try to set up this, right, to do what? Make people vote for you, and then you deny them, you continue to deny them access. Remember, you promise electricity that you are going to promise to bring in, right, the big electricity grid so that energy can be cheaper for the people. As we speak today, as we speak, Andrew Holness, did you do that? Go on with the funny. Discussions surrounding the issues of public access to beaches are usually focused on the sense of exclusion from some beaches, particularly beaches associated with hotels. Let me tell them that. The hotel beaches are also purportedly the better beaches. And in this regard, it is also felt that there are not enough operational public beaches available as an alternative. So, Andrew Holness, you go with that. You understand? You may expose you. Now, let me show Jamaica that obviously you are a liar. You're a deceiver. You never remember your first 100 days? Let me ask you, Andrew Holness and Darrell Vaz, as you deliver one thing that you have promised, let me remind you, as a result of that, only find the clip there, first 100 days. And let us ask Andrew Holness, which one of the promises has been delivered? Come on, GLP, since you have promised now, we are asking you which one of these that you have promised within the first 100 days that you have delivered. Let us show you.
Within our first 100 days of government, we will start the legislative process to fix the date for general elections in Jamaica. So no government will be able to come and make false promises and hide the truth and tell you half truths and trick you into voting for them, and then when them win, them throw on poison for you.
100 days. The fixed election date. Still await for the promise to fulfill. One broken promise after another. Laughable, as I said. None of your promise not fulfill yet, boss. So there are we.
Within the first 100 days of our government, we will start the legislative process to institute impeachment proceedings in Parliament. This will add another layer of protection of the Parliament to ensure that only members of unquestioned integrity sit in the Parliament.
All ministers under the new Jamaica Labour Party government will be given a job letter. That job letter has a timeline of 2 years and 6 months with key performance targets, which are agreed upon by the cabinet, focused on two things: economic growth and job creation.
Andrew, you need to do what you said from 2016. You say you're going to put it on paper. So anything you put on paper, the MP have to work with it. So you need to do it now. I feel like, say, when you do that, the MP will do them work and we will see work done in the community.
Within the first 100 days of government, we will start the legislative process to introduce term limits on the office of Prime Minister.
And Holness, January, him break him promise and nothing him say I'm gonna do, you know, for the next 100 days and now him not do nothing. Him not keep no promise and him say I'm the promise keeper. What a promise, January style.
At a convenient time within our new government, we will hold a grand referendum on the CCJ, the Caribbean Court of Justice, as the final appellate court.
You make so much promise for us. Look how long you're in there. Nothing done. All for the COVID. You promise the people them $25,000. Nothing done. Huh? So what you expect me to do? Tell me if you sleep with the door and window open and nothing done.
So, Andrew Holness. So then you call Darrell Vaz. So Crib A call Tweedledee and said, Tweedledee, 9 years ago we promised them this, you know. Me not think say the people remember, you know. We could do it again. They can remember, so we tricked them the first time, you know. We can't trick them again. Now, you think the tricking stop? Let us show that a liar will always be a liar. And before we get to the next clip, Andrew Holness and Darrell Vaz, I am asking you, which one of those promises that you had promised in the first 100 days that you had delivered, where Jamaica can say, yes, you had accomplished this? Not one, but let us show another promise that you had made. Let us show another promise. Tonight, I'm going. This is just a smoke start. I'm going to get to the fire yet. So people, let me warn you, we don't get to the fire yet. Now, when we talk about, there's nothing you can do again on Holness. The Jamaican people had lost trust in you. They know that you are a liar. They know that you are a deceiver. And as according to the Gensec, as it relates to what the Gensec grandmother always say to the Gensec, that a thief and liar walk together. Now let us show the next promise. You think you remember you?
One of the things that I know affecting whole heap of people in Jamaica is the high electricity bill. When the PMP come into power, them say them going to bring down electricity costs. What has happened since? Electricity costs keep rising. They promised that by 2016, they would have made the JPS more efficient with more efficient plants. That's not going to happen till another 2 years. And before you know it, it will be another 3 or 4 years before them actually do it. The Labour Party will make sure that we put in place more efficient electricity generated plants to bring down the cost of electricity to you. I don't like to make promise. I make commitment. And under the Labour Party government, we are going to ensure that we bring to this country the big power plants. We are going to ensure that we bring to this country the big energy companies that can put the money in here to build the plants to give you cheaper and better electricity.
Take him away. Let me ask Andrew Holness and Darrell Vaz a question. Have the Jamaica Labour Party had brought in any big power plant as we speak to bring down the cost of electricity. Come on, Andrew Holness, come on. So, man, we are here. We are here. Have you, upon this date, have you brought in any big electricity plant that would able to bring down the cost of electricity? The Jamaican people, they are dying on their lives, and your continuous deceive method that you're using. But the day is over. Social media and social media journalists are here to fact check you. Now, let me say this. We are going to get to the panel, but panel, let me say this before we touch the panel. Tonight, we have a lot of programs, and we want to really touch everything. So we are asking each panelist to see if them can deal with them thing under 6 minutes, right? Why people will be timing. So you understand, want to try to be fair and balanced with all the panelists. To, you understand, stay on point, right? Stay on the subject matter, right? And definitely don't stray. And be mindful of your 6 minutes that they are going to utilize. Having said that, let me have the open batsman face the shine. Melting pot.
Greetings and blessing once again. Thank you, Lord Byron, for giving me the privilege, as the opening batsman for the Mystic Sensation platform. Yeah, I want Jamaican people to know that the Labour Party government is a lackluster government. And when I say lackluster, I mean lackluster. It's a government that only promise, and lie to the Jamaican citizen. A government that cannot even recognize its own pathway. The government that has lost vision and sight of what is required to lead a nation. So we know for a fact that Andrew Holness is trying all the tricks in the book that he can find to see how well it can serve him leading up to the general election. Because the polls show that Andrew Holness has no chance. And when I say the poll, our poll, and what we use to conduct our poll is the PMP rally right across the island. That is our poll. We don't do that on this poll and blue that and green that and then big mama poll. Right? So when we look on our poll as it relates to our party leaders, Sir Marky G, and all his chosen candidates, wherever they go, is orange black. It's a sea of orange. Every space, orange. So we know for a fact that Andrew Holness has no chance in the general election. Andrew Holness know it as well. So what Andrew Holness is doing now is coming out with a new set of promise, like the beach access coming back to the local. That's a promise with a lie, people. That is just a trick and a con once again from the conster. The monster where we have a mash up Jamaica over the past 9.5 years. And so we don't get any form of credence around here. So we are asked Jamaican people, don't make Andrew come tell you nothing about him going return back beaches to no. Him and nasty vase. Don't listen to them. That is just to get on a vote. Sir Marky G will restore back our beach facility to all Jamaican, local and abroad. So we can rest assured. Now, as it relates to the big power energy supply and the reduction in electricity costs, we never did see that either. And certainly, I want promise this man of what Jamaican people want, and that is a date for the general election. That's the only promise we're waiting on, because that was part time first 100 days. You can imagine a man come tell you that first 100-day mandate, that election date was a part of that. And I know we are wait for a wing and a prayer for this guy called the general election date. So my Jamaican people, Andrew Holness is running away from competition. A man that did love competition so much in 2015 leading up to the 2016 general election. A man that was so vibrant. A man that was so callous as it relates to telling lies on the People's National Party and more so Mama P. But here is this guy now who have the bat in him and don't go and go to the crease, go face the bowling. So we are showing us that Andrew Wallace is in a state of disillusion with even himself. Right now, if Andrew could have turned back the clock, he would have turned it back. And I don't think he would have thief from the cookie jar. Because I never know say social media will come down on him like a ton of brick. Him think him could have used him little local so-called media for turn it to him having a Jamaica. Where we know so them sponsored by the sponsors. Who is the sponsors? The PSOJ. They are the cliques. And the cliques only belongs to one party, the Jamaica Labour Party. So I think them could have get him through all this type of high-level corruption what we see him going with. And the whole heap of pilfering and the whole heap of mismanagement and abuse of the Jamaican citizen. Taking away almost all their rights. Leave them with nothing. Abuse upon abuse upon abuse. Never in the history of Jamaica have we seen so much state killing only under the Andrew Holness administration. So we are saying to our undecided voters tonight, because I know the real blood and fire comrade, Andrew can't get in them head. So I'm just saying to the undecided voters in Jamaica, here is your chance to exercise your rights of power. Now you have one opportunity that can destroy Andrew Holness 9.5 years. What an austerity measure. And is to go and vote against this kleptocratic government. Put the X beside the head and make sure know that in the future you can, where your beach won't become a problem. Your society. And I yield back the floor to another member of the panel.
You're muted, Sir Byron. You're muted.
Yes, Sir Byron. I yield back the floor to you, Sir Byron.
All right. Thank you for that. Melting Pot, you have batted quite well, right? I mean, quite impactful, right? We love that. Now, let us squeeze in Lady Spinks, right? Lady Spinks, your 6 minutes begin.
I find it very suspicious that someone who was charged or accused of murder by the public many years ago is going on a stage and doing this. I find it very suspicious. And the other point I would like to make is this. Under Gerald Vaz as Minister of Transport, the first time in the history of Jamaica we have an airport that had potholes. Remember, the airport had to close for several days and lost business because the airport runway in Montego Bay had potholes. Because they made the carpet on the runway so thin that the planes load affected and created potholes. First time in the history of any international airport. The other thing I would like to point out is this. The beach access thing with NEPA, we in Montego Bay in Northwest have a situation for months now. Labor Day gone this year. One of our projects was cleaning a beach that Michael Manley gave to Flanker and Providence. Sandals wants to take over the beach, and Horace Chang gave permission behind our backs
Here it is.
for Sandals to take access to that beach, to build onto that beach. Because right now you have a trend where most hotels are building bungalows over the sea, and they want to build bungalows and damage, and that beach is being accessed and used presently by fishermen and locals. It's a beautiful beach, white, beautiful sand, and they want to destroy that beach. We went there Labor Day and we cleaned it up. We had five projects for Labor Day, and one of the projects was the cleaning of that beach. Since then, after we cleaned the beach, Chang and his cronies from NEPA have tried everything to discourage us from using that beach, including putting up a sign. They are claiming that the airport owns that beach. So they have been trying. And now we hear that they're trying to remove one man beach and sell it.
My
It's a
God.
public access beach, and they're trying to do everything behind our backs. We are fighting them right now. And they know it's an ongoing fight for these two beaches in Montego Bay. So when they come out and talk about, oh, beach access, remember, during COVID, Harmony Beach was renovated and put to us, given to us, the public. But the shops and the rental property on Harmony Beach is so expensive that locals cannot afford it to do business there. So the beach access is free for everyone, but renting property from NEPA for shop spaces on the beach is very expensive. Are they planning to recreate the same thing? And the original plan was for Harmony Beach, Aquasol Beach, One Man Beach, all the way out to the old hospital was to be renovated in different phases. And they only stop at Harmony Beach, and now they're going to try to sell One Man Beach. And I heard that one of the persons who are interested in this One Man Beach is their friend from Guardsman Limited.
Kenneth Benjamin.
And we question, right? And this man is a Guyanese. Why would you want to sell our beach to a Guyanese? A beautiful beach like One Man Beach. So they're telling us one thing in the public on their stage where they have a mic, but behind our backs they have their agents and people like Horace Chang, their crony, who is working to sell our beach behind our backs. I yield the floor to someone else.
Wonderful. You still have a minute, 1 minute and 11 seconds to spare, but you yield the floor, which is good and quite impactful in terms of the brief information that you have applied there. And there it is, where Andrew Holness and Daryl Bars coming out, you understand, using their trumpet. Yes, we are going to give beach access. And yet, right, they are denying you beach access. Just imagine that. So, Andrew Holness, we know you can't carry off the trick again. Your clerks and all them something, your green clerks, them something not going to work again. The people them find out who you are, right? And we are going to hold you for who you are. What the people of Jamaica want to see is for you to face the judiciary and to explain to the judiciary your source of wealth. Plain, simple, and straight. Let me just now introduce Pastor Ricky to the space. Pastor Ricky, your 6 minutes begin. Go ahead, my brother.
Sorry about my internet. It's thunderstorming, but nevertheless, Craven A and Twiddly D are both pathological liars and deceivers. And Sunday night gone in a central Kingston when Craven A got on Twiddly D got on a stage and try to accuse falsely the People's National Party because some labor rights kick off with each other and then pull off them Glock and lick two corn in the ear, or whatever beef them have with each other because them unhappy and disgruntled. Him now use the opportunity for blame the People's National Party, which there is no truth to that. That's even the next morning, the superintendent of police for that division rubbish and dismiss with Tweedledee, because as Dr. Campbell said, he might incite retaliation because for them motive and agenda is to start some kind of political war. And it's not going to happen because we understand we not go back in them ways there. But the next 3 minutes now, Jabem, which is a human rights activist group, I've been protesting all over Jamaica and in the Blue Lagoon in Portland, or Tweedledee, them take with the beach and give to the resort them. Ed Bartlett is a criminal who collaborate with Craveney and sell out the beach to the whole of the resort them. We all know that all over Jamaica, the 1956 Beach Access Act give every Jamaican the rights to go to the beach for free. Leisure times, holiday times, weekend time, bus trip, church trip, other social clubs take them trip and go to the beach and enjoy the beautiful weather at the beach, the nice Caribbean Sea and the sun, and lay and get a suntan. But this government, as it says, is a venture capitalism government that does not care nothing about the people, the common poor people of Jamaica who slave in a them hotel there for $2 an hour, $2 an hour, which is deplorable and despicable, below the poverty level of $1.90 to $2.15 an hour, according to the United Nations. So them sell out the beach them. And now I'm desperate because Comrade Leader Mark Gullin has been talking about beach access for the longest. From about 2022, me here, Comrade Leader Mark Gullin, and then bring it up at the General National Arena in 2023 and again in 2024. So them realize this is a problem for the Jamaica Labour Party, that the people are in tune to the promise of the People's National Party to give back them beaches to the people. And that's why them are run out now and I deceive the people and I pretend these two pathological liars that them care. Them don't care about the people, them.
Pathological inundation.
Over to you.
Wonderful. Pastor Ricky, you have 2 minutes and 40 seconds right there, but you the floor. Now, we leave Brother Rattigan for last as it relates to the expertise, the mind that the lawyer is going to bring to us as it relates to let us have a better understanding. As I said before, we have seen Andrew Holness and Darrell Vaz coming out now promising beach access. Right? We are going to ask Brother Rattigan as it relates to the power of the Prime Minister within this beach access. As it relates to the Constitution, we know that Andrew Holness, by the stroke of a pen, doesn't need to go in Parliament and seek any form of vote and so forth and go through the lower house and the upper house. We know that the Prime Minister, by the stroke of a pen, right, can definitely grant access to us. So we are going to have Brother Rattigan speak to us in clarity where that is concerned. Brother Rattigan, right?
All right.
Go ahead.
Thank you. You know, I'm trying this down. The Prime Minister, I didn't catch the first part of the program, but apparently he's promising beach access. You don't have to promise it. You can give it, because under the Beach Control Act of 1956, the Prime Minister has the power to make that change with the stroke of a pen. You're absolutely correct. And he hasn't done so. And we know why he hasn't done so, because of his friends in high places, you know, the people who owns the resorts and the hotels and all that stuff. We know why he hasn't done it. But, you know, we've been talking about him selling out beaches. But I can tell you of an instance where he gave away the beaches. They couldn't wait to get their hands on power. 2016, they got into power, I think February or March 2016. February. And by October 2016, they were already talking about selling off rooms on the beach. And I'd like the public to know that that property was valued at about 13 million US dollars at the time, 2016, 2017. And they contracted to sell it for 7.2 million.
Yes.
7.2. And guess what? It's not just the prime minister signed off on it, but it wasn't just him, and it wasn't just Mr. Vaz, it was the cabinet that did it. And when the prime minister signed off his no objection letter, they didn't put the beach in there. And they went back and they did an amendment to the agreement and they put the beach in there. And tell me how much they charge for the beach when they put the beach inside it. Then we realized that the beach never did, and there were some garden areas not there. And we have the documents. I know how much I'm charged for them when them go back and make the amendment. This zero. Them give away the beach. Gave it away. The price didn't change. It stayed at 7.2. They made the amendment and they added more property, still 7.2. And it was because of public pressure that the company said no and them give back the money, right? But it's still, the act was committed. It's almost like robbing a bank and then saying, well, I'll give back your money. That commit already. The robbery don't commit already. So, no, I was on the phone about 5-10 minutes ago with Devon Taylor, the gentleman who spearheaded the Jabem movement. And he is telling me some stuff going on. I mean, it's amazing stuff. They have a hearing this week in court. So on Saturday, he says, look, he wants to come on and talk about, because he can't, there's some things he told me that he said he can't mention on the air right now because there's a hearing coming up and they have to deal with that. Once they've dealt with it in court and it becomes public knowledge, then they can talk about it. But going back to the election and the promises, the election is not about promises anymore. It's about performance, people. It's about 9 to going to 10 years of performance. Just ask them what have they done. And all you need to do is you can look at things at the 100-day promises. But I'm telling you, the 100-day promises, they pale in comparison to what's contained in the manifesto. It was only last week I asked them some stuff for them promise on the manifesto. And the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs wrote back to me and said, Mr. Rattigan, you're right. We didn't do them. And I have many, many responses from the government where I said to them, and it's simple, it's elementary. You just take the manifesto with the promises and you write them and say, hey, have you done this? Have you done that? And they have to come back. And so far, I have about 20-something responses. One of these days I'll do them because the busting will kill me right now. But, if you look at the 100-year promises, the manifestos, the interviews, the press conferences, etc., you're going to find dozens and dozens and dozens of unfulfilled promises, people. So do not let them come to you with this beach access. It's more of the same. It's just more promises, and they're taking us for fools. And let me just, how much time you have left, Mr. 2 minutes?
1 minute for 43 seconds.
1 minute. And let me just tell you something. Listen to what Mr. Vaz says now. Take him at his word. What Mr. Vaz said, Mr. Vaz said, listen, a lot of people have PhDs and whatnot. Him say, I don't have any. What I have is common sense. And very few people in Jamaica have common sense. So you might tell you, if you don't have a degree and you don't have common sense, and you know him say, no dunce, no dark, no stupid. And that is most of Jamaica. Keep that in mind. Them say it and them believe it. And that's how them treat us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Brother Rattigan, for that. Now we are asking, all passengers on board to put on their seatbelt because, of course, we are going to hit some turbulence. And so then under the next folder, we have good versus evil, corruption plus corruption. Let me tell you something. Jamaica, Marcus Garvey said, it seems like Marcus Garvey's word is coming to pass. Melting pot. Sing off a piece for us now.
Marcus Garvey word come to pass. Marcus Garvey word come to
To
pass.
pass. Can't get
Ain't
no
got no
food.
food to eat. Yes. Can't get no money to spend. Whoa, yeah. Whoa. Prophecy must fulfill. Whoa. Marcus tell them, do right, do right, do right, do right, do right. Whoa, whoa,
All
whoa,
right.
whoa, whoa. Do right, do right, do right, do right, do right. Yes, leave that one there for them.
Blessings,
Lonesome.
melting pot.
Ice him lonesome.
Because we know why we are going here. Because I am saying that Marcus Garvey said, Ed is going to rule Donkey Street. So when Marcus Garvey had spoken, wasn't mean that it was a literal reference, but it was a symbolical reference. Simple means that one of our prime ministers is going to be held to be accountable for the corruption that he or she has done. And what we are seeing that Andrew Michael Holness is under the corruption. By the way, Bolo is in the chat, and I want to say big up to Bolo.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Respect.
Because Bolo is working very hard in the field, and I want people to
ABR.
go and endorse Bolo.
Yeah.
Right? If you notice that, weekly when I come out, right, we know that Bolo, right, is going to break down and make it a little bit clearer. You understand? Because Bolo have the fine sandpaper, right? When we use a grade 2 on the channel, when Bolo take it out, Bolo use a grade 1, right, to make it refined. Now, step up in the class, Mr. Andrew Holness, because judgment is right around the corner. Now the Integrity Commission refuses to release, right, a report that they are diving for. And during the process of discovery, of course, Andrew Holness lawyers had gotten the information from the Integrity Commission. And people, let me say this to you people, Ratigan is in the space. Now, in the process of discovery, as it relates to Andrew Holness lawyers, Andrew Holness, of course, would have shared the information as it relates to the forensic audit report. So now I can say to Andrew Holness that you know what is in the report as it relates to the discovery. You know. But you notice Jamaica, Andrew Holness is not coming out, right, to say that the report has set him free. Silence and that silence. That means what is in the report? Let me speak to Dennis Strong. Dennis Strong, I don't know as it relates to your level of skill set. You are not a forensic auditor. And so then what revealed in that report to Andrew Holness, you cannot go unparalleled.
Right.
You're going to have to accept that, Mr. Dennis Strong. Now, Integrity Commission refused to release audit findings into Prime Minister Financial Affairs, July 10, 2025. We know by now that that report has been handed over to the Prime Minister's lawyer, and the Prime Ministers would have shared, would have aware, be cognizant of the information. The Integrity Commission has refused to release the finding of a multi-million-dollar international audit it commissioned into the financial affairs of the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness. Bangaranga tonight, people. The anti-corruption body has also refused to confirm whether it has closed its investigation into Dr. Holness' statutory declaration. The Commission has claimed that the matters are now sub judice, and the Integrity Commission Act bars it from responding. It was responding to a series of questions and access to information requests submitted by Nationwide News. Nationwide, you can't help him. The information where you want to know, you can't help him. You understand?
In its 2024-2025 annual report at page 71, Appendix 1, the Integrity Commission notes that it has closed an investigation into Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. The report says the investigation began in April 2023 and was closed in July of 2024. The probe is said to have lasted 338 days. No specificity was provided as to what the matter related to. So far as our news center could confirm, there is no other investigation in the public domain related to Prime Minister Andrew Holness except the probe launched into his declarations. In that probe, the Commission's Director of Investigation, Kevon Stevenson, recommended that an assessment be done as to whether Holness had broken the law by making false statements in a statutory declaration. The Commission's Director of Corruption Prosecution, Keisha Prince-Kamika, declined to prosecute Holness, finding he had no criminal case to answer. Prince-Kamika has since left the Commission after her contract was not renewed under controversial circumstances. Following widespread public speculation on the reference in the Commission's annual report, Nationwide News asked the Integrity Commission for clarity. On June 30, 2025, we wrote to the anti-corruption body posing a series of questions. Among them, we asked the Commission to clarify whether the referenced investigation related to the Prime Minister's statutory declarations, the same matter that had been referred to the Financial Investigation Division FID for further probing. We also asked if the cited investigation is in fact related to the statutory declarations, and if the Integrity Commission considers the investigation closed, why has it refused to certify the Prime Minister's declarations? Our news center also specifically asked the Commission's chairman, retired Justice Carol Lawrence Beswick, why the findings of the international audit into Holness's affairs have not been made public. We asked Justice Lawrence Beswick whether she believed the people of Jamaica have a right to know the audit's findings ahead of a general election. We further asked the Commission's chairman whether she would commit to making the findings public. We also asked
Panda, Mystic Sensation is going to break it up tonight to them. Now let us get into Big Mama, right? Getting weary and worrying because, of course, Jamaica Labour Party is out. Big Mama going to have to pay that $1.8 billion. Problem there tonight, people. Problem. Let us hear.
Running issue of the Prime Minister's uncertified statutory declarations by the Integrity Commission. As you're aware, the Prime Minister has taken the Commission to court, saying he has been treated unfairly. And that matter is set for October. I gather the issue of the forensic examiner report on the Prime Minister's declarations has taken a turn. The Integrity Commission has refused to publish the forensic examiner's report. Remember, the Integrity Commission told us they hired this forensic auditor to help it examine what the Prime Minister had submitted to them, at a cost running into about 30-40 million Jamaican dollars. And even after receiving that report, it was inconclusive about its findings. So much so, it has passed what it has to the Financial Investigations Division, the FID. Well, I am learning this morning the Prime Minister's lawyers have asked the court to instruct the Integrity Commission to turn over the findings of the International Forensic Auditor. The Integrity Commission, as I said, has been refusing to make that public or to release it. Well, the Integrity Commission has complied with the court's instructions and turned over the report to the Prime Minister's lawyers last Friday.
Take him away, honey. Because let me tell
Now,
you
this
something.
is very important.
All the bars them were in a Portland,
Because
all the bars them
if
tonight.
and
Take that away. Andrew Holness, as it relates to your statutory declaration. Now let me say with 100% confidence tonight, and I'm glad our brother Rattigan is in the space. Now we know that Andrew Holness, right, is cognizant of the findings of the forensic audit. We also know that during the process of discovery, Andrew Holness now looking on the demons that face him. Let me say this to you, because I am going to tell you, Andrew Holness is in a conundrum. Now, going into a general election, if Andrew Holness, if that forensic report had vindicated Andrew Holness, it would have spread all over. It would have spread all over. It would have leaked to Big Mama. Not Pan would be not. But Andrew Holness knew very well at this time as we speak that the forensic audit have him in conundrum. And Andrew Holness, I am going to show it to you. Big Mama, come. I am going to show it to you. Dennis Strong, I am going to show it to you. Mystic sensation. We have done audit for the largest companies in the world. So we know what we are speaking about. So come now, let us break it down to you. Andrew Holness, you are in a conundrum. Illicit enrichment. Right on your tabernacle. Now, Andrew Holness, let me bring the case in the public domain and prosecute you in the public domain. Dennis Trump cannot do otherwise. DPP Paula Llewellyn cannot save you.
That's right.
Let us go there. Internet work deposit and withdrawal by the bank accounts. Let us show you something, Andrew Holness. You've been caught, Andrew Holness, with your hands in the cookie jar. You have been caught, Andrew Holness. And let me say this, NCB, you are in problem. Bank of Jamaica, you are in problem in terms of what I am going to break down tonight. Now, here it is, people. Table 16, as it relates to the Integrity Commission investigation. Inter-network deposit and withdrawals by bank account 2020, June 13, 2023 to 2023. People, I want you to note the date. Very important. This occurred between the period 2020 to 2023.
Hold on, let me adjust this.
Volume in and out. All right, I want the people to hear me. So check back with the people if they are hearing me properly. Do a test because I want them to get this. Yeah, do a test if they are hearing me properly. I want people to tune in and listen, right? Because we are going to prosecute him tonight.
Mike is okay.
Mike is okay. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right. We are asking for Big Mama, right, to come in the space. We are asking for Dennis Strong to come in the space, right? Now, this is what also Dennis Strong, that the forensic audit, right, will be looking on. And
it's much better.
Let me speak at low volume so that people can get me tonight. Now, people, what we are looking on, table 16 as it relates to the Integrity Commission investigation report into the inter-network deposits and withdrawal of bank account between the period 2020, right, and 2023. Bear in mind the timeline is very important as it relates to the forensic auditor. Now here it is, account 20, various accounts that Andrew Holness have, right? Account holder, Estate Bridge. Inter-network deposit, 145 million Jamaican dollars, $784,000, right? With a withdrawal from that particular account that ended 20, right? 20,766,000, right? Let us go to NCB account number 25 as it relates to the various accounts and where Andrew Holness using 3 companies to ring the money through. Estate Bridge Holding, 3 as it relates to interdeposit, there was no deposit here as it relates to Estate Bridge. However, there was a withdrawal from that, 3,776,000. Now let us look on account number ending 3501, Estate Bridge Holdings, right? Now 24 million, right, put into that account, deposited into that account 286, right? We have a withdrawal for 104 million Jamaican dollars. Now NCB, right, account 66, right? This is the Imperium account, right? Now you have $148 million, 928,000. Now the withdrawal for that, right, within the account, 150,894,000. Now let us look at Berita, right? Account ending 52. Imperium, the account holder. So Imperium of these various accounts, account 66, account 52, account 52, account 5601. Like, oh my God. Andrew Holness, you are in a conundrum. Imperium, $148 million in account 66. Right, a withdrawal out of account ending 66, 150,894,000. Now, when we look on Berita, right, that ending account number 52, right, account holder, Imperium responsible for this account, no deposit. However, a withdrawal, 24,781,000. FDB, 852, account 852. Imperium, right, $28,405,000. The withdrawal, 22 million, right? NCB, CM, ending 5601. Again, Imperium, 22,824,000. Now let's just look at the withdrawal, 27,842,000. NCB, 152. Who won this account? Positive Media, How much deposited in it? 51,741,994,000. Right, withdrawal 68,263,000. NCB 25 active media. Right, deposit 1,892,000. 189,000, and of course withdrawal 3,523,000. Now let us look, people. The total deposited 473,161,000. Now let us look on the amount deposited, 427 million. Withdraw. There it is, withdraw. 427 million. I want to ask you, Andrew Holness, a question. These companies, Mr. Holness, are shell companies.
Never employ anybody to benefit.
Never employed anybody. Right? They are not like the ordinary companies that dealing with the market. Demand and supply. These are shell companies. Andrew Holness, I'm asking you the question. The Integrity Commission is asking you the question, sir. Where these money came from to put in these accounts. Let me switch to Tweedledee. Let me switch to Tweedledee. We know very well, Tweedledee, that you hold several JLP accounts in SSL. And where, of course, we know that you have taken money from SSL, right? To Andrew Holness.
Kiss me ass, come out.
We know that. No, you want to put it?
No.
Okay, all right. Yeah, if you challenge the evidence. They call him a call, challenge the evidence that I'm presenting. Now, take it away. No, you should put him up publicly. You know, we like to hear them publicly.
I don't hear them anymore.
And ask him to challenge the evidence that we are presenting.
Nobody knows.
The evidence he need to challenge. Let us go. Now, why do you think I show that? The millions of dollars running through NCB, Jamaica, I am going to put you on edge tonight. The millions of dollars running through NCB. Right? The question, if Andrew Holness cannot explain his source of wealth to the Integrity Commission, neither Andrew Holness could have explained the source of wealth to NCB authorities. He couldn't, he can't. Then something is wrong. Something is fundamentally wrong. It simply means that NCB involved in money laundering, laundering the money for Andrew Holness. This is the first time that NCB involved in something like this. No joke. Let me show you the history of NCB as it relates to other Ponzi scheme like SSL, putting money into NCB and then got disappeared. Just like SSL put money into NCB and then it got disappeared. Let us show you the history. This is not Mystic Sensation, it's saying this. This is history that cannot be disputed. Let us go to the document. 08 Kingston 648 Cable WikiLeaks. So when we have the Jamaica Labour Party, right, supporters running out like the one who just called me,
I'm being rude.
right? Why you never stay on the line and let me ask you some question? You should stay on the line and let me ask you some question if you have any brain. Are you having a critical thinking skill? So I could ask you some question in front of my viewers. Where did you stay on the line? You just call and just chat a few things and run off. We're talking about the evidence. Now, let me show you this since you call. Right? And since you call and just run off. You understand? Call me back again, man. Let me go through this. Now, listen this to you who called just a while ago. Show you the criminality as it relates to NCB. Following in the part of several other alternative investment schemes, cash plus, carry, worldwide, T-Reptiles, foreign currency trader Holness appears to have collapsed. Led by CEO David Smith, Holness built a strong following in Jamaica, promising returns of 10% per month. Unlike other schemes on the island, Holness appealed to more sophisticated investors, just like our SSL appealed to more sophisticated investors. And where Andrew Holness know that SSL was Barch and Young and Associates that created the impact in the 1995 financial meltdown. But yet, after Andrew Holness knew all of that, Andrew Holness still have an account in SSL, and where the SSL boss set up an account, right, as it relates to St. Lucia, you understand, for money to direct, right, to Andrew Holness. It was a subject to a seize and desist order by the Financial Service Commission in late 2006, which also led to months of court battles with the National Commercial Bank, step up NCB, step up Michael Leashin, which had sought to close all accounts. Smith moved his operations to Turks and Caicos in March 2006. Although bank accounts remain with NCB, people want to listen, you know. Want to listen. Holness offices and Smith's home were subject to a raid by police in Turks and Caicos on July 11th. Reports indicated that Smith's assets were frozen and that he is under investigation for possible what? Financial crimes. Although no charges have been filed, many investors have not received monthly payouts since the beginning of the year. Although Jamaica has weathered the collapse of previous schemes as it relates to Barch Young and Associates, the demise of Holness could cause a negative ripple effect through the already weakened economy. This is what the GLP does, right? The criminality, the level of criminality. Dennis Cohen, Deputy Group Managing Director at NCB, expressed concerns about the collapse of Holness. Why, let me ask NCB, why are the Ponzi scheme found refuge in your institution? Why these Ponzi scheme found refuge in your institution? Saying it could hurt the overall economy. You don't know that? Jamaica is already reeling from the rising food and energy prices, which have hurt growth prospects for the coming year. According to NEPA on July 21st, that NCB had filed documents with the court stating that despite public perception that there is between US $50 to $200 million in Holness account, in fact, there are virtually no funds left. As we said, the Ponzi scheme then put their money in NCB and then it disappeared. And I mystic sensation, I tell. So when the call had run out upon me, you know, and me say, NCB, right, always seems to be the safe haven for Ponzi scheme. I mean, I say, or the document I say, when I take terms in the document, right, you are calling me, you know, and you are cuffed me up. You don't see the document. I read from the document. I will kill each document. Listen, sir. Eh? Mr. Man, when I on break, how we can leave that as a matter of fact, take this away, let me sink another pin in Holness. Jamaica Labour Party, thieving government. Suspend your car, right? Let me sink another nail in Holness coffin as it relates to political, that we are going to hold him responsible as it relates to transparency and accountability. Let me show you something, right? More you can look on this. Are you who call me I talk about? The statutory declaration summary view of the Prime Minister. Let us get into it. People, pay attention as it relates to the $470 million running through various accounts as it relates to 2020 to 2023. Let us show John public, and let me tell you something, Dennis Strong. Dennis Strong, let me tell you something. That's why I need to have the skill. You understand, of being a seasoned investigator. Me and Rocky gonna have that skill. You don't have that skill there. You understand? So you can go and go sit down. Now, this is what we are going to do. When we look and see that the Prime Minister run $470 million, right, through him account between 2020 to 2023, an effective investigator like myself and Rattigan, where do you think we are going to go? We are going to say, oh, okay, let us look at the Prime Minister's statutory declaration for 2020. Since him run $470 million between 2020 to 23, let us see what he had stated to the Integrity Commission investigator. And we want the IC Integrity Commission to look at this. Pull up this. Pull up the summary. 2020. Pull up 2020. Pull up 2020 because show John public. Oh, go on. You can't run for me. Boy, you speak a third. Wait until we're done with it tonight. I'm Bolo. Stand by now. I want to apply to the one here. Now, I could show them what they go on here. A mystic sensation you deal with it. Now, name of declarant. Most Honorable Andrew M. Holness. Summary of income, assets and liability of declarant, spouse and children as at September 3, 2020. So simply means that the husband and the wife now salary now would have divided, right, as it relates to husband and wife. 10,487,000. This is the income. This is Andrew Holness. Submit to the Integrity Commission as it relates to his income. And his wife. Income. Let us go over the income line. So salary between them, $10,487,565.94. Reality income, $2,953,560. Security income, $0. Other income, $6 million. Let us look at assets. Me not think they go over liability. Saving account, $11,836,93. And if we go down to the bottom, here people were the most, so I'm showing you the most. Total assets, $172 million, $506,402.01. And total liability, $15,986,000. So the little Don said boy I was calling me a while ago. Let me ask him a question. Now the Prime Minister 2020 statutory declaration list. You look all dunce. Eh? I can't better say you leave the education system from basic school. You look all dunce. Now the Prime Minister statutory declaration list for 2022, for 2020. What is the Prime Minister total assets? One tell the Integrity Commission.
407
172 million.
73 million.
Yeah?
473.
There it is. We can round it off as related to Pastor Ricky. 173 million. Not the total assets.
Yeah. So there's a discrepancy of 300 million where I'm not declared upon him statutory.
Okay. So talk to the tons at the Pastor Ricky. Oh, you know why we show the document or you know why we tell the truth?
Them know why you the truth.
Is that I'm in the group on him Nancy, or I'm in the group on him I don't want to see, or I'm in the group can't see. I might be in all three groups. Nancy, can't see, I don't want to see. So then, this is what we are saying. Yes, stop here. Because we don't need to dig in that and show people say. The Integrity Commission, as it relates to the period of discovery, would have handed over, right, certain information, and the Prime Minister and Holness would have been cognizant. But pray to speak, because they mean hell and powder house and conundrum. Right? You know, things say the Prime Minister, if the Prime Minister was vindicated, the Prime Minister would have come out and ring out that loud and clear. Now, Melting Pot, we know, say, you are the opening batsman, but hold on. Let me ease up the one. Melting Pot, rest about a while. Rest about for a while. Go on the legal advice of the law. So, Ratigan, let me talk to you. Now we are going into the detail. Let me push up. Ratigan, let me say this to you. The next program we are going, they have me and you. Let me talk to you, Ratigan. They have me, they have you, they have Andre Stevenson, they have Lonesome, they have Antigen, they have Anestabel Rose, right? Faith put out, you know. Say we are the most wanted by the Jamaica Labour Party government, you know. We soon going to that. So we want to tell us, you understand, you're the wanted list. Okay. Yeah, you're the wanted list, you know. So it seems like it's a blessing to have two wanted men, one place, one time. So my well-learned friend, Brother Ratigan, based on what you have seen there, as it relates to Andrew Holness' statutory declaration, as it relates to the period 2020, that he said that, okay, right, it's total assets, everything, income, assets, and liability, everything is only $173 million. But yet, based on the Integrity Commission investigation, you have seen $475 million running through NCB. My well-learned friend, please talk to us.
Well, you know, you played a video where the gentleman from Nationwide Radio said that the audit was inconclusive. Yeah. Right. Now, the question I have for him was the audit inconclusive? No, wasn't. Was the investigation inconclusive? No, the investigation reached a roadblock because the Prime Minister refused to cooperate, and that's why his statutory declaration, along with the inquiry concerning illicit enrichment, is over at FID because he refused. But there's another part to it. The Integrity Commission had the right under I forgot the section, but they had the right to actually go to court and get an ex parte order forcing him to cooperate with the investigation. They didn't do that, and that's fatal in my estimation, because you have the right, you have the power, you have the authority, you have the legislation, use it. They didn't. But be that as it may, you mentioned all the accounts. There are 4 accounts we didn't touch yet, you know. The 4 Scotiabank accounts that they found out that he didn't tell them about those 4. We had millions of dollars going. He had 2 with himself, his mother, and his sister. He had one with his father and his sister. And he had one with a constituency member that when he was asked about how your name appear on this bank account here, he said, "Why, I don't know." I told her that she should open up an account so that it would facilitate payment to her so she wouldn't have, electronic payment. And they say, yeah, but still, how your name appear on this? Because everybody knows that to become a joint holder on an account, it even open an account, you have to go to the bank and you have to produce everything from birth to present. And you have to be there in present. So we don't say those 4 bank accounts, but you don't count them there yet, Then there's another one. And this one is one that really, really shook me to the core. There's a bank account that he opened. There's an account he opened with Citibank, and it's a US dollar account, checking account. And it had $713,528.27 in it. US. Now, here's what happened. I just pulled up the report. It says here, and I find it kind of weird that they would do even 1.4 for the person who called a while ago and make himself a nuisance. Yeah. Sir, is a man or a woman? Man. Sir, just go to page 5 of the report, the Integrity Commission's report, page 5 of 171 pages, where they talk about the Prime Minister's financial history. Section 1.4. It says a major issue which arose was that the currency in which one of the omitted accounts was held, never tell them about the account, was reported in United States dollars by the relevant financial institution instead of what ought to have been in Jamaican dollars. Now, people, you believe that? Think about it.
That's a lot.
Remember, you have to do an accounting. If you're a teller and you have to do an account, the bank do an accounting every day. Them not do it every month, or every year, every 6 months. It's every day them do it. Every day. And you're telling me, say, you open up a US bank account and them not realize until a year or 2 later that when the Integrity Commission came knocking on the door, they said, oh, yeah, that's Jamaican dollars in a US dollar account.
But Brother Ratigan, what you need to tell them? The reconciliation report would have picked up that.
Yes.
Right.
And them never pick it up. 2023, I think them pick it up. And this happened, I think, 2021. 2021, yeah. He make the announcement. And it's 2023, them close the investigation because they can say, yeah. It's Jamaican dollars in a US dollar account. Why can't we all be that fortunate? Why can't we all be that fortunate that we put Jamaican dollar we put Jamaican, but what the reverse, we put Jamaican dollar and then give a US dollar. Why can't we be that fortunate? Why? Then the other thing too is you mentioned the 3 estate bridge,
media?
Imperium and the media company, right? But there's ADMAT. When get the money from to start ADMAT?
That's the question.
When get the money from? And ADMAT was purchasing pricey properties in Jamaica. They never purchased, not like behind me, right? So they might purchase properties uptown.
Yes.
Where them get money from?
Over $55 million worth of properties.
Look, it's a hard sell, and also I saw the report where it said that they went to court and the court ordered the IC to provide them with the audit report. Is that true? Because it's the first time I'm hearing this.
Well, what we know that the court have the IC handed over the report to Andrew Holness lawyer. So that has
the audit report.
Yes, they have it.
Yeah, and you see, again, I have believe me, if there's one job people may have beg enough to talk to the government for give me 2 jobs. Give me the Integrity Commission, make me bring my team inside there. And if you don't want the people go to jail, if you don't want the place clean up, give me that job there. Or give me the job of Auditor General. Them not give me none of them 2 jobs. Them not give me none of them 2 jobs. Because believe me, I want to wrap my arms around the corruption of Jamaica, I want to strangle it. And them 2 organizations that will give me the opportunity when me need to strangle it. Because first of all, under 50, was it? Pastor Ricky, help me out. It's 56-1 and 53.
53 the
three.
gag
Yeah, 53-3 and 56-1. 56-1 said that if you are an employee of the Integrity Commission, you must regard all information that you see and you hear and all that as secret and confidential. You can't talk about it. And 53 said you can't talk about it until it's stable, which that is not quite true. It says that as long as it's being investigated by the investigation division, then you can't talk about it. But once it reaches the commission and the report has been finalized, you can talk about it, but them afraid to talk about it. And notice, even after them turn it in and it's stable, them still not talk about it. Them still not talk about it.
Yes.
So I don't know why they would have turned over this report to him. No, that they've given him the report. Why don't they come out and talk about what's in the report? Since him don't want to talk about it, because it's no longer strict, it's no longer secret and confidential. Them give it to him. So, and then them don't want to get. If you are file an ATI, they won't give it to you. Right? They won't give it to you. So I don't understand that. But listen, this thing that you put up with the money going back and forth and through and up and out, and I mean, this is a killer. And the Prime Minister, if he's not watching now, and his cronies, his friends, his colleagues, his confederates, they're watching, I'm sure they're going to tell him. And you know what I go twep. Because this is not good news. This cannot be good news. And I think, I don't know who said it, if it's Pinks or Milton. I don't know who said, but somebody said that, and I think you, Lord Byron, they said that if the report was favorable, the audit report was favorable, they would have published that long time.
I said it, yes.
You said it?
Yeah, they would have leaked.
That's not the front page news. It's all over.
Big Mama would have run with it.
Yes, he's not in a good spot. He's not in a good spot right now. And you know what happened? One last point, and I'll yield. He must think and say to himself, say, that's why I'm try to hold on to power. I'm try to hold on to power not because him think him can do good, not even better, but good for the Jamaican public, but because him want to save him skin. Because him know once you lose power, you have no currency. And and this is what happened to the brother from Trinidad, right? Yeah. This is what going with the Haitians them. Magnitsky at work. Magnitsky at work. Magnitsky at work. So you can't afford to lose time and say, boy, if I lose a prison gun.
Exactly.
Well said. Quite impactful, Brother Ratty. And of course, when we talk about raising the ceiling, when we talk about raising the bar, none other than the opening batsman, Melting Pot. Take it away.
Yes, sir, B. Boy, may I tell you, Andrew Holness is a national disgrace. And when you have a man find himself in that category, you know him how use all mechanism at his disposal to wiggle him way out of trouble. But Andrew can't wiggle out of that trouble here.
No.
So we see him send big nasty thinking Big Mama to go and do an investigation with the IC, a quiz and a query IC as to Andrew Holness' state of affairs. Because Big Mama in the conundrum too, Because $1.8 billion steering down Big Nasty Mama face. So Big Mama try now to see how much info him can get from the IC to pass back on to Andrew Holness. And when Big Mama reach a stalemate with the Integrity Commission, Big Mama make reference that the Auditor General were paid between 30 and 40 million Jamaican dollars. Now I say, Big Mama, let me tell you this, we pay $100 million for SSL. And we don't get nothing on the table from the report. $100 million paid to crawl the SSL audit. Right? And Jamaican people don't hear nothing. So now come talk about one little $30-40 million payment to auditing firm. And you can't get report from the Prime Minister. Oh, you're so concerned about the Prime Minister. What there is to you and the Prime Minister why you have so much vested interest in what goes on between Andrew Holness and the Integrity Commission? You're supposed to be an independent body. We broadcast to the nation, but you affiliated to the government. And that is where we have problem with nasty thinking, Big Mama. And Big Mama lose the license. When the new party take over, pay up and lose the license. No more write-off. You get 10 already, and you still owe $1.8 billion. Right? But Andrew Wallace now back to him and film look state of affairs. A madman, you know. Andrew a madman. Andrew think him can have money and go up left, right, and center in all of these bank accounts where I look on. Not under millions. Everything over millions and millions and more millions. Him not do 1,000 anymore, you know. Him now bank like 800,000 or 500,000, you know. A truckload of million Andrew put in the account, them, you know. In a friend bank, you know. In a Michael Leachin bank. I remember this guy, Michael Leachin, can explain to him wealthy either or him become wealthy. Him say he was doing some landscaping. And, you know, it get him to this point of being a billionaire in the Caribbean. I never know something could happen like that. So, we know Michael Leachin, Andrew Holness, and Killer Vaz, them are the three linchpin in a Jamaica as it relates to money laundering and corruption. Them three garbage, and the three of them are garbage. So Michael Leachin take for himself there. From me and Byron expose the big super yacht, you know, him take for himself, you know. Take for himself. Run left all 5 and 4. So we are looking for a kleptocratic money laundering government. And Andrew Wallace now realize, well then, there's no straw to clutch at. Him look around, there's no more straw. All the straws are burnt. So Andrew now find himself now can't sleep at night, Jamaican people. This is why the country can't move forward, because Andrew not sleeping at night. So Andrew now back is against the wall. And as our host Byron rightfully said, if Andrew Holness did find favorable report coming from the Integrity Commission, it would all over the front page. And Andrew would be singing and dancing, "Don't you trouble Zion."
Remember, me tell you.
Don't you trouble Zion. Yeah. So, we know Sir Andrew guilty as the DM ban with this whole heap of high-level theft and corruption in Jamaica.
1 minute.
No prime minister, even parties who serve longer than Andrew Wallace, don't even come a quarter Andrew Wallace achievement in terms of criminality. So we all have to get behind the Integrity Commission, back them to the hill, pressure this nasty Andrew Wallace guy and get rid of him out of society. Because him have no use, as I said, he's a national disgrace. And I yield back the floor.
Well said. Well, as it relates to the kings of the jungle, right? It cannot be such great king without the empress. You can't leave the empress behind. We have to squeeze her in. Sister Spring, here we are.
Well, I would like to address the undecided and the people who can't see or don't want to see.
All right.
Because I would like to ask anyone here who's listening now tonight to go and research on Jimmy Hoffa, who was an American mafia gangster leader back in the 60s. And he is one of the suspects behind the killing of JFK.
Yes.
Because he was also the leader of the Teamsters in America. No, Andrew, Vaz, and all of them over there, all these pirates, they move more like the mafia in everything that they do, the action. If something walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a duck. And they do move like the mafia. I would just have to call them out and say they are the mafia.
Exactly.
Jamaica Labour Party is a mafia political party. And they are masquerading as if they are trying to convince decent people like us here that they are not moving like a mafia. No, when you look at all the information that you put up there, Uncle Byron, Michael Leachin did not make any profit from all the money, the $470 million passing through NCB. And when you look at what they're trying to put to us about this US account, in Jamaica, when you're opening a US account, it is written, it is documented from the opening of the account that it's a US account.
Yes.
Whatever other currency that you're using to open an account, you have to declare also where the money coming from. Because I have a US account, I have to declare from opening that the money was coming from my mother to open the account here in Jamaica. And she actually had to write a letter to the bank and tell them that yes, she's giving me US dollars. So how come I'm a citizen have to go through all of that rigmarole to open a US account? And yet you're going to tell me that they're confusing a Jamaican to a US? We don't buy that. We who live here and know the system, how the banks work here, we're not buying that crap. You understand? We're not buying that story. And this thing about this report of the auditor getting IC report, right? The audit report was received by Andrew's lawyers. They have hidden the information from us the same way they have hidden the FinSac report as well as the Kroll report from us. If the information was favorable to them, why would they hide it? We are in the campaign trail right now, going forward. And would they be using it as a platform on their campaign? Why is it, even till today, none of them have ever mentioned the FinSac report truthfully on any campaign platform, or the core report, or this audit report from the IC? They have not. So obviously they're hiding information from us. And about the 300 million missing, Andrew, where is it? Between your IC report in 2023 to now, where is that 300 million? 300 million. Did it come from the grants, COVID grants that you got for us? Did it come from the money that you borrowed and have not repaid yet? Andrew, we want to know where this 300 million is. It's missing. It's missing, and we need to know where the money is coming from. Going back to first, Tildy, we have not forgotten the Hollowell land issue with you. Everything, every department, every ministry you touch, something goes wrong there. And remember, people, under the Jamaica Labour Party, a beach was stolen. An entire beach was stolen. And that made the Believe It or Not and the Guinness Book of Records, first ever in the entire world, a beach was stolen. And Baz, please remember last week or very recently, passengers from the American Airlines were stranded in Sanksa Airport for 2 days. 2 days straight. And you're a Minister of Transport. This is coming to Jamaica, whether Jamaicans or foreigners. And you talk about our tourists. Remember, Montego Bay is a tourist capital. And we still do not know or have any idea how the landing fees or the landing fees of every airport is being spent, or the docking fees of every port, how it's being spent. Look at Montego Bay. It's a disgrace. Ed Bartlett, we're making tourism money here. Where's the money being spent? Look at the elegant corridor that Joan Gordon Webley created. Many of the palm trees have died. The landscape is gone to nothing. Nothing is being upkept. Nothing is being maintained. I yield the floor to someone else. I yield the floor.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, 6 minutes, and trust me, Sister Pinks, quite impactful. Boy, the panel hot tonight, the panel blazing fire, everybody ablaze. Sister Pinks ablaze, Ratty ablaze, Melting Pot ablaze, and Pastor Ricky ablaze. All right, Pastor Ricky, I am just asking you because it is your time, right? Rattigan is just asking for a little permission, you understand, to show something, right?
Okay.
So we are asking you that permission.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Okay, good. Yes, Brother Rattigan, go ahead.
All right. Pinks just mentioned it, and I had mentioned it earlier. This is the account with the one highlighted we're talking about, in case people not aware of it. It's on page quickly because I bring it. Not take up Pastor Ricky time. Let me just find the page number. Here it is. Go to the Integrity Commission's report, page 32. And then look at the chart right here. And this is accounts. Some of these accounts, the Prime Minister didn't tell the Integrity Commission about. They found out about them. And I want you to take a look at the one that's highlighted. See what it says? Let me big it up here. See what's right there? City, that's Citibank, USD checking account. USD a US denomination. And if you look out, it's USD denomination, which is different from Jamaican currency. And there's the amount of money in it, 713,528. Now, I just want you to look at one quick thing. This was in 2021. You see it right here, 2021
Yes.
received March 29. And you see up to 2023, it's still there. And it's 2023, them come out and say, oh, it's Jamaican dollars in a US account. So people may just present that to you, and if you don't want to believe it or not believe it, don't blame me, don't blame Mystic, don't blame the panelists. Go to the Integrity Commission and ask them about that on the bank. Thank you.
But Rattigan, let me just before Pastor Ricky squeeze in here, right? Remember, see the evidence of paper, 713 US, and remember the Prime Minister's Statutory Declaration for 2020, right? For 2020, right? The Prime Minister's Statutory Declaration is showing, right, that the Prime Minister only have $172 million, and we can round it off to $173 million. Pastor Ricky, right?
Yeah. Leave that document up, because if you look at the BNS US savings account, it have $67,108. $108.53. US dollars. And then if you go down,
Which one you want to point out? Which one is that? Oh, this one right here.
Yeah, BNS US, the second column, BNS US savings account.
Is correct.
67,000 US dollars.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
And then go down,
this one that you're talking about?
The second one, right? And then go down to the two column under the 713,000 NCB US savings.
Yes.
51,000 US dollars, $149. So a 3 US account upon this chart right here. The 730 US, right. And guess what? You can't take it down now. Guess what? I've never declared. Him have a ADMAT SSL bank account for ADMAT in a St. Lucia, where him never declare upon him none of him statutory declarations, where him hide. We know that. And that ADMAT SSL bank account, offshore bank account, was not overseen by any local financial advisor. That SSL bank account was overseen by the upper nonchalants, the Kraskis in SSL. So you see the chart where you showed earlier with the $473 million. That's a classic case of money laundering. Money laundering works, and we'll explain it. I might just take 1 more minute and explain it. Placement, when you take dirty money and put it in a financial institution. Then you have layering. Layering is the second phase of money laundering, when you wash dirty money to make it become real. So you transfer it from different accounts to different accounts, put it in a shell company, put it on family and close friends and relatives' name. That's the second phase of money laundering. And then the last phase is called integration. Integration is when you, after you wash the dirty money and make it become clean, you invest it in real estate. You see how them build up all them big apartment complex and building. Dirty money where them wash and make it become clean. Luxury item like boats, yachts, private jets, luxury high-end vehicle, motor vehicle. I saw them wash the dirty money and make it become real. So Dennis Chung, and I've been saying this, and I probably think I'm crazy, but listen, the prime in 2001, after 9/11, the United States Congress, right, passed the Patriot Act as it relates to money laundering, because them said that the so-called hijackers was sending money in to and fro in the US to fund them operations. And then not only did the money launch, the Patriot Act was formed in 2001, but also in 2016, the US Congress passed the Magnitsky Global US Magnitsky Act, Accountability Human Rights Act, which them go after the Russian oligarchs for money laundering. So the Prime Minister is guilty of money laundering, and we see that in the IC report, so we can declare it. The financial auditor, last point, the financial auditor, after the Patriot Act, the US government says all intelligence apparatus or services must communicate with each other, domestically and internationally. So the financial forensic auditor that the IC outsource, because as Sir Rattigan said, him now cooperate and turn over documents to the IC. This financial auditor already told other financial groups and Interpol and everybody internationally, this case of the Prime Minister have international implications. And that's why I keep saying, he might go be the first Prime Minister for go prison. And Dennis Chung cannot save the Prime Minister. Listen, the DPP, as corrupt as she is, she recognized that she couldn't touch Gina and Pantan because it have international complication with US dollars. US dollars is one of the US interests. And so she put it off till May, knowing that she's leaving in September. Dennis Chung cannot save the Prime Minister because an international forensic auditor of the dirt on the Prime Minister. And not only him alone have it, a whole heap of people know about it. So he said, Interpol, you think of the TT former Prime Minister alone on them watch list. This Prime Minister, as soon as him leave office, we're not going to see what going to happen to him. A straight up prison him gone. The first Prime Minister, him guilty of money laundering, him guilty of tax evasion, filing nil for 3 shell companies where he might borrow $20 million from one company and pass it to another company and still file nil tax return. That's tax evasion. ADMAT alone was tax evasion when he set up in a St. Lucia. Then he might talk about choose Jamaica. If him they choose Jamaica, he would have started him investment in a Jamaica, but he might hide corruption and tax evasion. So when you hear Big Mama talk, Big Mama carry the bucket of corruption for this Jamaica Labour Party. And that's why they need to take him off of the radio, revoke him license, because he is a threat, along with the Prime Minister, to democracy. Last thing, the Magnitsky Act. The US can use that to get anybody in the world, in any country, when they're ready for execute it. The same thing with the Patriot Act. And the Prime Minister violate those two laws of America. Back over to you, Sir Byron.
Wonderfully said, Pastor Ricky. Love the punch. The punch is terrible. The Prime Minister and the Jamaica Labour Party just feel Pastor Ricky punch is a good punch. Now, before we go any further and before we bring in Sister Maria in this space, bless up yourself, Sister Maria. Welcome right to the panel. Love you. All right, but before we go there, we want to say ABR is in the chat. People, big up ABR. We want to go over, support ABR because trust me, ABR. she's one of the person out there, right, fighting with us. And remember, you know, we have to love ABR because ABR is one of the ladies. ABR and Antigen, right? Being listed as wanted by the Jamaica Labour Party. So we have to pick up ABR because ABR is in the space with you. ABR, love you like cook food. Now, let me say this, because we have 1,571 devices. Saturday, people remember Pastor Ricky. Over Pastor Ricky with that, you understand, we're going to bring the things, we're going to bring the strength. We want the people them to come over Pastor Ricky. We are asking you to go over there, support Pastor Ricky. You understand? And bust out Pastor Ricky, another extended arm of the Titan brothers. We love him in the space. Now,
his channel is pinned at the top of the chat, so you can press the link and go over to his channel and show some support.
All right, people. So remember, Saturday, our road lead over there. So you understand? We over there, so we'll make holy pop.
8 p.m. After reason with Ratigan, the continue, yeah.
All right. Let me say this. Now, Sister Maria, you're in the space. I mean, know you're there in the background and listen and take your notes and all of them, something there now. And you see, what Andrew Holness around $470 million through NCB, right? We see here the Bank of Jamaica is not providing any form of oversight, it seems. Right? You wonder if the Bank of Jamaica is blind, not seeing that $475 million NCB around that. You understand? That is definitely money laundering, Sister Maria. So let me tell you something. We're opening to the space. What say you as it relates to what we are showing here?
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Oh, all right. What make you so bad mind? Eh?
It's a bad mind.
No. Yeah. What is a bad mind? What kind of people no be? Eh?
All right.
Anyway, all jokes aside, much respect, Anne-Marie and Byron. Melting pot, Pinky Skew, Pastor Ricky. You know me, I have to leave my brother for last. Brother Ratigan?
All right.
Especially you just straight up bad man. Me don't know what you have with the Prime Minister that you ask where you get the money from. You never buy anything or build anything like what they back at you. Why you so bright and forward? You're a little too bright and forward. And I said, a little bit of my case, you need to stop it. He is the prime, him is bro God. You need to leave him alone. All right? But seriously speaking, and to, you know, much love to ABR and to Antigen and everybody in the space, the social media space that is doing their best. And to everybody in the chat, a blessed Tuesday evening, doing their best to hold the Jamaican government accountable for the first time. And they like to talk about first and the most, and this is the first time that there's a concerted effort to hold a government of the day accountable. The people, it's a people's movement to hold them accountable. You think about the Andre Stevens, and then with Andre, and just a side note, with Andre Stevens, you know, we have to support him no matter what, because he's facing all these lawsuits for speaking truth to power. You cannot sue a person for his constitutional right to ask a question. And that is concerning. So we have to pay attention to that, and more power to him. Jeffrey Tavares, you know, Jamaican Carlos, Wayne Lonesome, who has been the forerunner for talking about Jamaican politics on in this social media space. But everybody is doing their best to say, to show up the government and say, nobody's trying to destroy the government. They're saying it's not, corruption isn't new. It's the most brazen it has ever been.
True.
In your face, peeling from underneath your nose. If you want to be wealthy, become a politician in Jamaica, become whether a councillor, a member of parliament, and if you want to get wealthier, make sure you become a minister of government. That is where that is where you become now the bull in the china shop, where money is concerned, because you see all these things available to you, and then you have permanent secretaries who are looking the other way while the corruption runs rampant.
Oh, geez.
You know, when I hear Cliff Hughes talk, he's so disingenuous, it's not funny. He knows the IC cannot come out and say anything. He knows that. So when he's asking the IC, you know, why they don't, he knows that per their charter, they're not allowed to do that. So why ask a question that you already knows the answer to? I guess he's trying to gaslight people into believing that people are out to get Andrew. No, Andrew Holness is out to get Andrew Holness. Because if this script was flipped and this was about opposition leader Mark Golding, right now we'd be peeling Andrew Holness's ass off the roof, because he would be so, vociferous about this matter, and rightly so, When he was in opposition, he was out there, he was bombastic and all of that, and it was his role. Now that the shoe is on the other foot, he's saying we don't need an opposition, and saying they're going, everything is like, why are you doing this? You're targeting the government. Wasn't he doing the very same thing? Was it performative, as he says politicians are being performative? Was he being performative as opposition? So he's now in the space where people are seeing him operate in real time, and it is not with the interest of the Jamaican people at heart. Because how did Andrew Holness go from his inability to pay his student loan to now being, call it a billionaire, because with the amount of money that he has in the bank, plus all his other assets, no wonder the IC cannot verify what his statutory declarations, and he's getting upset. You cannot be upset with the very organization that is there to hold you accountable. And when he says, if the truth that somebody said, it was writing about, somebody said that if the IC report was favorable to him, they would not have shut down Parliament weeks early.
Exactly.
Because the Parliament was closed before August. Normally they would go up in August for the for break.
Yeah.
He shut down the Parliament was closed. So all of that to avoid tabling it, because it was tabled, not to we'll be discussing the report. And there are so many other things that we can discuss. The Constitutional Reform Committee report, people need to go back and read that report, because it will give you a sense of how they see the country and what it is they would like to accomplish. And it must factor into your decision as to whether or not you want to vote for a government like that. Because God forbid, and he's given the opportunity, he's going to want to build on what is in the CRC. So that is my 2 cents right now.
Thank you. Just right on time. And we are going to turn up the heat in the house. Let me say we are going to turn up the heat in the house. Again, let me use the opportunity, right, as it relates to what 1,610 devices on right now. Remember, our road lead to Pastor Ricky on Saturday. Now let us dig into the healthcare crisis and expose Christopher Tufton level of criminality and neglect. Can't make up this, my Jamaican people. This is definitely definitely really serious with our healthcare, the Jamaica Labour Party wreck our healthcare. Now, without any delay, let us dive under the healthcare column and look at these people. We can't make up this. Now, let us hear what Christopher Tufton has to say. Because we are here in this space.
This government
has
moved the health budget from $60 billion in 2016 to $140 billion in 2023. You would ask the Jamaican people, what have we gotten so far?
$1 billion increase
in budget.
Take that over here. Let me talk to Christopher Tufton and the kleptocratic government. You move the budget from 60 billion to $140 billion. 70% of that is nowhere to be found. So wait there. Must in your pocket. Right, and we are going to prove it tonight. You move the budget. This is the Jamaica Labour Party. Right? Move the budget from 60 billion to 140 billion. Let me ask Christopher Tufton. What happened to the beds? The neurosurgical machine? Huh? The MRI machines. What happened to them? MRI machines. Eh? You move the budget from 60 billion to $140 billion, and our healthcare is like this. What is that? What is that, Christopher Tufton? Let me show you how your $160 billion is extremely effective. Next document.
$80 billion increase that in 80.
Let us show him, Pastor Ricky. Let us show him. Mighty God of Daniel.
Public General Hospital. I use this card, make a phone line. After it's raining now, this is the driveway. This is the walkway. Yeah. This is the patient. That's my bed up there. This is a patient. And this is water running down from the wall of the Sagalala Mar Public General Hospital. Look at this. Look at this. It's a great. Look at the wall. Look at the water. Look. So the patient is asleep on the bed. Look at this. Look at this. Look here, sir. Look here, sir. I had my bag here and my jacket. Look here. Look here. Look in this bucket. The bucket here. Rain is falling in the bucket. Yeah. See? Yeah. Look here. Look here. Up there. Billions of dollars in healthcare. Look here. Yeah. Yeah. This is what the healthcare sector pay billions of dollars for. This is it. When rain falling, it pours. Rain falling, it pours. Yeah. Alright, so this is where we live. Intake, in transit. My food are come now, so may I take a break. Look here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the water. Look at the water running off the top. No catchment. No drain, water drain, catching that water. Yeah. Uh-huh. No water catching. Yeah. And then I have no water Westmoreland sometimes. But the water waste. Whoa. Lord. Look at me there, Lord Jesus, in a Andrew Holness Hospital. Savannah Public General. Yeah. Yeah, look there. That's how things said. This is behind this is what they look like beside my bed. Dirty empty bottles. What the glass wall cut. Whole heap of mosquito. Hands. Lord. You have Gatorade bottle. You have water bottle. You have Tropics bottle. You have bigger bottle. Over here, some. Let me see what you have over here, some. Come over a little more. Yeah. You have Pepsi bottle. Yeah. I told you that a roll. Yeah. In the passage we live. In the passage we live. Look at the water rain falling. Yeah. Patient sleeping. Can me lie down on my bed here? Yeah. Can me lie down on my bed here? Yeah. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that, see? Just like that. In the bed here? Yeah. Yeah. After the thing set, welcome to Jamrock.
Now, let me say this because I'm going to open the floor for people to call in and speak, right? And vent their frustration. Let me just speak to Christopher Tufton and Andrew Holness and Darrell Vaz. I am just saying one thing to them. That listen, when the general election call and the People's National Party win, we are asking you guys to simply just surrender your travel documents.
Yes, sir.
We know you're no joke.
Amen. Amen.
You can't leave the country. You understand? Just surrender on the travel documents. You understand? Now, we have seen all the situation. We have seen all the cruelty of the Jamaica Labour Party. We have seen now that they are trying to use beach access and all of that. So I'm just going to open the phone lines and the panel is here, right, to take any calls, right, who want to interact with people who see what is going on, particularly, you understand, those who are undecided. Call us. We want to have a conversation with you. We want to interact with you tonight. We have the Empresses on the panel. Sister Pinks, Sister Maria, and of course we have the Lioness, the Lions on the panel, the Pastor Ricky, of course Brother Rattigan and Melting Pot. So we are opening the phone lines for people to call and interact with us. Let us speak about the issues that are affecting us. We have seen that the Jamaica Labour Party Right, okay, and we have the first caller. Right, and please, for caller, we are using just give you 4 minutes to express, and then we answer all concerns that you have. Yes, my caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead, my brother.
The first question I want to ask, can the citizen of Jamaica take the government to court to release all the crowd report and all those reports that they use taxpayer money to get?
All right, very good question, but we have a legal mind on the panel. Brother Rattigan, see if we can answer that now.
Before you answer the question, let me just make one point again.
Okay.
You know what I would like to see in the Parliament of Jamaica? You see, every report go to the Parliament. It doesn't matter who are the opposition. They should get a copy of it. I don't think just one, like just who in power alone get all of those copies. Both government, the opposition and the government should get a copy of every report. That's my belief. So you can answer the question now.
Okay. Before I bring it to Brother Rattigan, I would believe that the information shared as well to the opposition, but I don't know the detail of that. So, Brother Rattigan, please can you give us some legal provision on where that is concerned?
Yeah, the most how do we say it? The easiest way to get information from,
yes, my brother. Thank you.
The easiest way and most straightforward way to get information from the government is through the ATI process, access to information. And by the way, this Sunday we'll be teaching that on Reggae Global Radio from 2 to 4. We'll be teaching people how to file ATIs. That's the easiest way. No, you can actually go to court and obtain documents, but that's a more expensive way, and it's a lengthy process. So the best way to get information is to ask. No, they'll give you the information unless it's considered secret or confidential. If it's something having to do with international relations, if it's something having to do with national security, and you can well understand that those things they wouldn't share with you. But other than that, you can get information. And one of the ways to go about it is don't ask questions, ask for documents, because that's what they're doing now. If you ask questions like, why didn't you do this? And when did the government do that? Blah, 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 blah. But if you ask them for documents evidencing what you're asking, they will give you the documents. Some of them might take some time. Like national security now is taking a long time to give me some reports about dead bodies all over the place. And I know the gentleman is watching right now, but tomorrow I'm going to file something with the tribunal, not with ATI, because I wait too long. So long and short of it, ATI, but you can go to court and you can get a report.
Sir Ratty, tell them if them refuse the next step, which is the tribunal. Tell them that.
Yeah, once you file the ATI, they have 30 days to acknowledge, say we have received it, and within that 30-day period, they have to either give you the information, they have to say we're not giving it to you, or they can say we need an additional 30 days to do it, which is take you up to 60. And if they still don't give it to you, then you can go to the tribunal, and then you have a hearing before the tribunal. And I've filed with the tribunal, but I've never had an occasion to represent myself before the tribunal, because before the hearing's called, they usually just turn over the information. They don't want to show up and have to argue. So that's where we are with that. Oh, Jillian asked, can we file ATI for the Crow report? Yes, you can file, but they won't give it to you. They won't give it to you. We try every way. We try even filing in the UK, because the UK subsidized the Crow report, and they came back and said it's a confidential report, and they won't give it to you. But there's a little secret to it. I think it's section 11. What you can do, section 8 or 11. What you can do is you can tell them when you ask for that ATI report, you can tell them that if it's confidential, then please provide information as per section 11, I think it is. And what it says is that they can redact the confidential information, but they still have to give you a report. Most people don't know that. When they file it and they say, we're not giving it to you, them just say, okay, fine. But you can go back to them and say, or when you first file it, you tell them, give me Give me the report, and under section 11, if there's something confidential, then you can redact it. And unless them redact the whole document, you usually have a pretty good idea. And by the way, we have some public servants where they really depend on our side, because even when they redact stuff, them leave enough so that you can figure out what go on. You know, they might do them job, but they might help you do your job too. So big up public servants who are provide ATI reports, because they have some nice people out there.
You muted, Sister Pinks. I think she has a question. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Ratigan. We see Andrew keep using and insisting that the media you put doctor before.
Hold on. We have a confusion here. What on Spinks?
Oh.
Because somebody is Carla, just hold on. Just wait until Spinks asks that question and then you come in, all right? Because Spinks is asking what you're gonna question. So just please wait. Go ahead, Sister Pinks.
Okay, the question I'm asking is this. We see that Andrew keep insisting that the media put doctor before his name, when we know that he's not legally a doctor, because all he got was a DPL or a DLP, whatever it is. Isn't that being fake and being fraud, and can it be taken to court on that issue?
Very good question.
Yeah, it's a technical issue, because some people will, they regard that diploma or that degree as the equivalent of a PhD. So you can't take him to court. You can't take anybody to court. You can't take him, but the problem is that I don't know how far you're going to reach with it. And here's what I suggest: if you're going to take the Prime Minister to court, don't take him on that. We have a million things we can't take him on. Things, a whole heap of things we can't take him on. We can embarrass him. We can embarrass
I know
him.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to embarrass him on that issue, because people keep saying doctor when he's not really a doctor. He has no qualification for it.
Easy.
And it's an embarrassment to it.
All we do, we just go to the university where we get the diploma from. It's simple. Just go to the and talk to them, and then they will tell you the equivalent of. They will explain that whole diploma process, and they'll even put it to you in writing.
It's already been done. That's already been out there and put out there, but the media still keep insisting on calling him doctor.
Well, look. At the end of the day, he must live with himself, and him know say man not a doctor.
Exactly. Yeah, he never qualified for it. It's embarrassing, man.
No, him know, man. Him know, man. Him know,
Exactly.
but
Very
there are
good
other
things.
Yeah, but we want to things. We want to look with some other things, man. We have some things, I know.
Yeah.
Some things. And just before you go mistake, let me just say that in a previous organization, we had a lawsuit lined up for this man, for the Prime Minister. We lined him up and we assigned it to somebody, and it never got done. So we still have the paperwork there.
All right. Cool.
Wait,
All right, yes, caller.
Before I go to the caller, you cannot say the man is not doctor. He's Dr. Evil. Remember?
All right. Here you go. All right, caller. You're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead.
Yes, good night.
Good night.
Sorry about that.
Yes, you have outlined substantive evidence against Andrew Holness tonight, and I think you should write a brief and submit the relevant evidence to the State Department and Senate Foreign Relations Committee, because from memory, that's the procedure that was used to take down Olint David Smith.
Yes.
Powerful men in the US who had pumped monies in that institution, and they were defrauded. And that's the route they took in order to get justice. So are you guys communicating or submitting these evidence? Because that's how you get action done.
Exactly. What you have said, right, that is something that, right, Ratigan spend a lot of, time in the nights, you understand, working all those processes. And this is how, in terms of, when we talk about, as it relates to what Ratigan trying to build, and where people need to understand that when we talk about the one to make a legal defense foundation, this is how important that situation is to take on these issues right? And people need to understand why they need to
Tell
the caller sign the Magnitsky Act, Sir
trigger
Attila.
these kinds of investigations and arrests. I think that a deliberate or direct report
yes,
to those places will make a difference.
exactly, right?
Caller.
Those monies, you know, as you pointed out some time ago, must have touched the US banking system or the SWIFT payments platform.
No doubt about that.
So they would have some, but they need reports.
Exactly.
And I'm telling you that, remember David Smith, you know, he got 30 years in the US and probably 6 years in the Turks and Caicos. He paid the price.
Yes.
And he had to repay a lot of money.
You're right.
Why are we taking so long to carry out the same procedure against Andrew Holness when 10 years is approaching and this guy is punishing the people of Jamaica and the opposition by not calling the election? He is very greedy and selfish.
Yes.
Putting the country on a precipice. He's causing so much hardship for the people by not calling the election. And I think that the PNP should galvanize support on the ground because they have the numbers.
Exactly.
To make a national protest and demand that Andrew Holness call the election because he's not the owner of Jamaica.
Exactly.
This guy is the same man who purchased him similar call the election 6 months before and he got into power and he's enjoying all this wealth and sweetness now. And he doesn't care about the Jamaican people to call the election right now. Yeah. And I think that the $400 million that you have outlined that would have gone nefariously into the Prime Minister's accounts, I think that his real estate empire is far larger than those monies.
You're perfectly right, sir. Perfectly.
Because the wife alone,
don't touch this up,
who has a whole lot of apartments, sometimes 3 blocks on one premises, that would far supersede $400 million alone. So just imagine the Prime Minister's empire. And the Chinese are doing a lot of personal construction for Holness and his wife. There is no doubt about that because the local construction sector got a hard hit because of what Andrew Holness is doing. He has sold out to the Chinese. So our local developers cannot live a good life anymore. And the country is in a very bad state. And I agree with you that Darrell Vaz and Andrew Holness and Michael Leaching, they are the architect for the grand fraud that has been committed against the government and the people of this country. And they must be held accountable. But as of now, I am encouraging you to take a similar approach to that of David Smith.
Sign the Magnitsky Act.
On social media, the State Department may not take any action that way. And the evidence is there.
Yes.
I mean, the charity money alone is enough to send Andrew Holness to prison. And I'm sure that some of those contributions were made from the US. So I don't know what we are waiting on to submit these reports. These are strong evidential materials against the Prime Minister. All we need to do is make a note with the evidence and send it in. It's simple.
Yes.
Because we are suffering. The conditions at the hospitals are inhumane and lack of medical equipment and supplies. Because of corruption, you have a few set of people who can be counted on 2 hands, probably 10 of them. The SSLs, the First Rock Investments, right? And the NCBs and so on. They are the same players involved in all levels of corruption in this country. And these guys are immune to the word corruption, you know. So we need to say grand fraud, grand theft. And these are crimes that can land them in custody with sentencing range starting from 400 years and above. These are very serious crimes because the destruction they have caused in Jamaica, the suffering, will last for hundreds of years to come. I've never seen Jamaica this dry, so broke. And I know it is directly as a consequence of Andrew Holness and Darrell Vaz and Michael Leach in our NCB. Those guys, they don't care. They are getting worse. Can you imagine SSL's office building has been transferred to a Vaz's name? And only a billionaire can own that company over $300 million. And we know the only true billionaire in the Vaz family is Darrell Vaz. So whether or not somebody's name cuts into a title, we know that that was an illegitimate transaction, and Mark Golding should revoke that title transfer immediately after coming into power.
Yeah.
You can't transfer criminal property like that. That is another fraud. And they have extended their tentacles from Beverly Hills, Cherry Gardens, and Norfolk onto the North Coast. Mark Golding should also investigate Miami Bay development. A whole lot of corruption went on down there, and it's a few set of persons who own properties there, and they are the same persons involved in grand embezzlement schemes against the state. It's too much. People are hungry. Just imagine back to school, what it will look like. So many children will not be able to go into schools because the economy has collapsed. Jamaica is not the same place that we know. When you look at the infrastructural problems, even the schools, the tax offices, the clinics, they need paint, they need renovation, they need everything. It's very bad. And it's directly as a result of corruption or grand embezzlement schemes that they have set up. And the Vaz has no stopping.
Exactly.
They will continue. That is why they are rolling out on the election.
Yes.
But the people
All right.
need to demand
All right,
that the election
Colin.
is called.
Yeah, we get you, and we love in terms of what you're saying. But we have to take on another caller to
Tell
share
him
this.
sign the magnetic petition.
So, thank you very much for your input. Powerful input, and we are going to extend on that. Take it, call.
Make sure you sign the Magnitsky Act.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead.
Hi, good night, everyone. Good night, freedom fighters. How are you all?
Good night. Good night.
Okay, let me give my little bit quickly. I won't stay long.
Yeah.
Now, the JLP has referred to Marty G as Chaka Chaka. Now, Andrew Holness must look in himself and ask himself the question, who is Chaka Chaka? Because if someone like Chopper John can be in the hospital, he gets the contract to prepare meals for the people, the patients, that are one piece of Chaka Chaka-ness.
Exactly.
Because I know the persons who are responsible for preparing meals in the hospital for sick people, remember they're patients, they have different conditions on which they must be fed, right? And he don't have a resume. He doesn't have a license as a dietitian to prepare the patient's meal. How comes something like that? How? How does something like that happen? I don't understand what the JLP government is doing. Beer Chaka Chaka-ness them are going with within the health sector and more and around in everything. Chaka Chaka-ness, putting people who are not properly trained in positions. Then that's why the country is what it is.
Exactly.
How can something like that? If you go for a job, you have to be qualified. You have to show your resume, right? And show your qualification. How come something like that happen? How does he pass through the system like that? He must be held accountable.
Exactly.
He must be held accountable for that and more. Okay, that said, when I look at the video, Mystic,
yes,
of Savannah Lamar Hospital, I was in awe. I was in shock. That's a riverbed.
It's
That
really
ain't no
a sad story.
hospital. That's craziness. And I want to ask Tufton, if with all that rain and water, is he going to keep the patients there? Excuse me, that is going to bring about more mold. And with all that water distributed in and around the hospital inside there, that place needs to be properly sanitized. And a matter of fact, shut down. Shut it down. Move the people out. Because I'm telling you, people are going to get sick. More people is going to get sick. And they will not speak the truth to diagnose their condition and the cause of true death. And then they take them and send them to his parlor to cover up. That is what's going to happen. They can't remain there with all that water I see. That's crazy. And somebody called yesterday on one of those programs last night and said, Tufton must go in one of those hospital beds and strip him bar naked and keep him moving him from hospital to hospital and tie him behind down in there so he can't come out. Make him feel what other people, the patients are feeling.
Exactly.
That's evil. That's shame, wickedness. And he must not get away. Tufton, you are not going to get away. And until now, you don't have any conscience, any sympathy, empathy in you to come out and address the nation, the people, even to say, to ask for apology. Own your wrong, sir. Own it. Own your wrong. You're still acting like nothing. And like people creating a big thing, huge thing out of nothing. No, it's not. You must be held accountable and be responsible. You owe the people. You owe them. You get paid for that job, sir. It's time enough. Why the hell you don't resign? What are you doing? No, you got broke wrong. Broke what? You want you behind Brock. That's it. Come on. Treat the people with dignity. They deserve it.
All right. All right. Wonderful call.
Thank you.
Blessings, my sister. Now let us we have few more clips as it relates to the last few clips. We are going to get down in the gutter politics, and we are going to show. Oh, all right. Our caller that we expect to call, just a rope in. Sister Pat, how you do? All right. Yeah, we are giving you. All right, we are giving you 4 minutes for now because the line hot. All right.
This question, to you and Mr. Ratty especially, is there any way we, the Jamaican people, can get the illicit aid to be exposed before the general election call? It is heartrending to know you're going to the poll and you don't know who we have voted for. You know who we have voted for. I mean, no say for me people clean. But to on a moral standard, I use not big word enough, you know what I mean? There's any way we can get something to expose them before the election call.
All right.
Because what I'm seeing in Jamaica, this thing, them a walk a duck off a gunshot when I fire and I make a way for mischief. And we should it a trend to somewhere, but we have to nip it in the bud. Next question, is there any way we can get a foreign body investigator, U.S. Marshal, somebody to come oversee the election? And anyway, again, force Andrew Holness to call the election before he interrupts school. And I yield back.
Thank you for that, Sister Pat. I don't think we need Brother Rattigan for this, but I can answer this. Right. Absolutely. There's no way that we can force them to release, right, the illicit 9, because we know that Andrew Holness is one of them, right? We have to just anticipate, establish, right, laws as it relates to, right, reports sent to the parliament and so forth. So we have to anticipate. So there's no way in getting around that, right? So that should answer your question, Sister P. Pastor Ricky, I'm saying Pastor Ricky. Brother Ratigan, do you agree in terms of what I just said, in terms of what Sister Pat was asking, if there's any way that we can get the system release, right, those illicit members, right? But there's no established way in terms of we forcing the system to do that, right? And what is there?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Sections 53 and 56 would prohibit it. However,
exactly,
if you have somebody who, you know, it's a novel idea to try and use the same thing that the same strategy that the prime minister's lawyers use to get the report from the audit report. I mean, if somebody really interested, they could make the same argument and see what the court says, you know. But in the main, they're not going to give it to you, because they're going to say, well, still on the investigation, even though they didn't have to give that audit report, because that's still on the investigation. Might not be on the investigation by the Integrity Commission, but it's on the investigation by FID. And the second part of the question was whether or not you could get an international body to oversee the election. I've been preaching, people. I've been preaching the Carter Center, and I don't know if the opposition members, if they're listening to me, but they need to come out and publicly request the government to go and ask the Carter Center to come and exercise oversight over this election, so that we have a free and fair election, because we have seen examples of vote buying and all kinds of shenanigans with voting in the last election, at least last general election. And all they have to do is come out and just come on the platform and say, we're asking the government to do it. And then you put the government in a position now, either they're going to say, yes, we're going to do it, or no, we're not going to do it. If they say no, you can just imagine the optics of that. What do you have to hide? We're sure giving you evidence of something that happened the last time. We don't want it to happen again. We want free and fair elections. And if they say no, what the opposition should do is say, look, let's get together with civil society, faith-based organizations, NGOs, all of them, and we draft something and send it to the Carter Center and petition the Carter Center along with the State Department. And they need to do it post haste. Like last week, they need to do it.
All right. Thank you for that.
Speak up in there, Ratigan. Speak up in there, Ratigan. You might notice there you're talking about Andrew Holness. He has respect for no one, no institution, no traditions or norm. And remember, he said he does not need an opposition.
Yeah, he said that. All right. Thank you for that, Sister Maria. Yes, Carla, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead.
Oh, good night, man. Second night talking to you guys. I'm so glad for the program here, man. It kind of inspire a lot of people who don't never understand.
Thank you very much.
What is going on. But as I can tell you, as based on I called last week and I called back this week again. Based on what is going on in Jamaica right now, there's a thing should be done by some letter writing from the leader of the opposition to some farmer, some type of people in a higher ranks, FBI and all those people who can turn things over based on what is going on. Because when I look on even Savlamar Hospital right now and Montego Bay, that hospital down there, and what is going on in Jamaica, I never see this in the 70s and even in the 80s when Seaga was there. Although Seaga do a lot of wrong things, but this is one of the worst prime ministers in the history of Jamaica.
True.
And this is a criminal. This is a criminal. If you want to sue me, like how they send out whole heap of lawyers who sue me because they can't go tell them what I grew up in Jamaica, and I leave Jamaica 2002, and Jamaica was not like this before.
So true.
And this prime minister right now in Jamaica, he's supposed to right now not even be on the ballot. And Jamaica, the opposition and Jamaican people can come out and launch out because there's a lot of JLP supporters who is supporting the People's National Party right now. So if everybody come out right now, he shouldn't be on the ballot. He shouldn't be on the ballot right now. And BSN, let me tell you something, man. This is a criminal government, and as him come out whatsoever they happen in Sunday night here, as him come out and one like whatsoever. That guy is a warmonger.
Oh yeah.
They should get that guy. They should get that guy off of the ballot right away, immediately, because he's a warmonger.
All right. Carla, just let me just say this, because we have already passed our time, 3 minutes. We intend to close, and we have a few other clips to push through. So just use one minute and just wrap up your point. Thank you. Go ahead.
Well, what I want to say to the Jamaican people who young and old, who never understand what was going on from the 70s until now. And if you could remember what happened in the 70s, even in the 80s under Seaga, although he was a criminal too, because 1983 when he called the election, 1983 when he called the election, it was not constitutional either. And he ruled up until 1986 when the local government election and PMP win the local government election, and 1989 the PMP win the general election. And then Michael Manley did have to step down because of medical thing, and PJ ruled. So PJ get 4 terms. It's not 3 terms. When a lot of people are talking about a 3 term, a 4 term PJ get, because he take over, and then after winning the general election, a 4 term PJ do.
All right. And that's okay. All right. We thank you for that, Carla.
Yes, and then what we want to tell the young people growing up, if you want good for yourself, and I want to tell the elderly too, if you want good for your grandkids, them or your whatsoever family or everybody, vote for the People's National Party, because it's the party that put people first.
Well said.
And that's it.
Well said.
And I am in the class. I'm in the class listening.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
All right. All right. No more call. Let us just use these 4 clips, 3 clips to take us out. Now we see that the Jamaica Labour Party diving down into the gutter politics, right? And of course, they put us out, right, as it relates to our features and so forth, exposing us, right, saying that we are anti-government. So we just want to show the Jamaican people what the Jamaica Labour Party is doing, right? So without any delay, let us just show this. So Brother Rattigan, right, you're a part of the so-called wanted list that the Jamaica Labour Party is pushing out, right? And so then let us show it to Jamaica as it relates to what?
Worries in the dance, worries tonight, worries.
Right? Let us show what they are putting out. Right? Putting out our faces. Right? And I mean, the People's National Party, as it relates to current leader Mark Golden, has never gone to Parliament and endorse, right, any bloggers. Has never done that. Right? And this goes to show you the kleptocratic government that we have, right? Because they believe that, okay, they alone should have vloggers speaking on behalf, but no one else should speak the truth, right, as it relates to highlighting, right, the kleptocratic government. So let me just show what is happening here. right? And it's a sad thing. This goes to show you, as it relates to Jamaica Labour Party, right, the sort of, you know, dictatorship, right? Now, here it is, people, let us put out what they are putting out, because they have my face splashed out, right? So there it is. So them claim that we ain't lonesome, right? Comrade, we ain't lonesome, right? I've Mark that said, okay, this is Mark Golden team. So from left, from the upper left, you have Wayne Lonesome. Right? From left, you have Mystic Sensation, Jeffrey Tavares, right? Andre Stevenson, Anessa Rose, Brother Rattigan, and Auntie Jen. Right? But we willing to say we are manlyites and we don't care. Right? And one thing would have get me upset tonight. You know why I'm not upset tonight? You know why I'm not upset tonight? Because they don't put me in a greed.
Mistake.
Yeah?
Because of something.
Yeah.
We no pay attention to Dunspot. Them can't spell Wayne. So we not paying attention to them.
Look how it spell Wayne.
Rank
1 year.
So
1 year. When you say I Dunspot do this too.
I did not see that, but Rattigan. Yeah, but here's the thing. All fruits ripe. It's summer now.
Ripe. Time come. I that's what I tell them. Time come.
It's a mighty shame though.
All right. So what
and a correction, Byron. It's not Andre Stevenson, it's Andre Stevens.
Andre Stevens.
Yes.
Right? And it's a Bell Rose, and you know, that is what they have there.
And if you want to go further with the correction, it should be go back. Please go back to the thing. English is my second language now. Because Patois, me an expert in Patois. Me a certified federal expert from Patois. But it should be Mark Golding's possessive apostrophe yes.
Yes. So, Mark Golding's team.
Yes. And guess what? And guess what, guys? It's all good company.
All right. Not say anything more. Unless you believe it. So, of course, ladies and gentlemen, right, this is the end of the program, and let me ask Wifey to take us out as it relates to the closing. Want to say, right? Go ahead, Wifey.
All right. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really appreciate each and every one. Thank you so much to the panelists for their contribution and also their in-depth knowledge and bringing forth information to the people so that they can be informed to make informed decision on election day. And remember, guys, when you go out there, make sure you put your X beside the head if you want a better and vibrant Jamaica for your generations to come, yourself now and for future generations to come. So again, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much to everyone in the chat. You could have been elsewhere, but you chose to be with us. So we do not take that for granted. Wherever you are in the world, bless up yourself. Thank you to all the new subscribers. And I'm going to say safe travel on the gravel for those in Jamaica and walk good to those who are everywhere else in the world. So again, thank you, guys. Bless upon yourself.
Come on, bless
you.
Much respect. Good night. We'll speak. Yeah.
When it comes, Sir Melting Pot Thursday.
All right.
Yes.
Sir Rattigan, Lady Miss Magazine, Sir Lady Pinks, everyone in the chat.
Much respect, Pastor Ricky. Absolutely.
All right. Blessings.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you, panel. Out.
So why you come to me with that foolishness, you know? You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.